Imprisonment Day is a game created by the evil gods of the universe to kill time. 20 years ago, a game called Imprisonment Day suddenly appeared on Earth. It brought both great disaster and opportunity to humanity. People on Earth would be randomly chosen and forced to participate in this game, which included a series of dungeons with different difficulties and rules. The main point was that, by clearing dungeons, players could obtain powerful cards capable of completely changing their lives, while the losers would pay with their lives and be eternally imprisoned within the game. Everyone believed they could defeat the boss, get an S-rank card, and become the final winner. But in the end, the only person to survive this brutal game was me. I used to think that as long as I kept clearing, dungeons kept breaking through, kept defeating bosses, and kept getting stronger, I would get everything I ever wanted. But only now do I truly understand that the final outcome of the game is to become a god like them. But this was never the ending I truly craved. Therefore, I refuse to become one of you. Evil gods! Lakai looked up, staring directly at the host of evil gods hovering above, and declared loudly. The voice of an evil god echoed in response to Lakai. The strongest and only player from Earth, the one who conquered Imprisonment Day. Do you realize that by becoming one of us, you will possess infinite eternal life? Become one of us and you will have limitless divine power. Become one of us and you can become the lord of this entire universe. Only the strongest player on the planet, the sole survivor, has earned that right. Are you absolutely certain you want to give up your right to become a god? He asked once more. Lakai didn't hesitate. I'm certain. I did indeed make the most logical decisions in every dungeon and became the only player to complete the game. But along the way, I lost too much. My mother, my friends, and her, they all lost their lives in this game. Another evil god spoke, its voice filled with curiosity. The only player to conquer the game, the strongest of Imprisonment Day. Lakai, we are very curious. What is it that you truly want? At that question, old happy memories surfaced in Lakai's mind, a simple, peaceful life where everyone he cared about was still alive and well. All of that was destroyed by you. His answer enraged the evil god. Its voice immediately turned icy. In that case, I will now let you witness firsthand the planet that holds all your memories be shattered to pieces. Its disgusting red tentacles immediately shot out, lunging toward the planet. But in that exact moment, Lakai drew a card, his voice cold. There's no need for such pointless threats. I will return. I know about the S-rank card number 5, a power that not even you can control. You all really did create something magnificent. He thought to himself, it's a good thing I managed to keep this card. This time, I will definitely atone for my mistakes and help everyone survive. The card he drew was Time-Space Reversal. Skill effect Rewind Time. Erases all memories except for the user's resetting everything to its original state. Let's start over one more time. Change Fate. Seeing the card, the evil god showed clear surprise. That card... Interesting. I'll be looking forward to our next meeting. It decided not to attack. At the same time, a notification screen appeared. Activating card effect, Time-Space Reversal. A string of data began to envelop Lakai. Before he completely vanished, he gave one last warning. Just get your necks ready and wait for me to show up here again. When that time comes, I will personally destroy your very existence. I will never let you destroy anything I hold dear again. Time passed in a flash. Lakai's eyes shot open. He sat up, gasping for breath. Looking down at his hands, he still couldn't believe it. I really came back. A patient's gown. This is the Than-Sun City Mental Hospital. Xiaoxi, are you seeing those bad things again? His mother's voice, full of worry and care, rang out. Don't be afraid, Mom's right here. In his past life, ever since being dragged into Imprisonment Day, he had never seen his mother so lucid. His mother had been permanently trapped in the game, becoming a vegetable in the real world. It was many years before she could speak coherently for just a little while. Lakai immediately threw his arms around his mother. Mom, I missed you so much. His mother was surprised, not understanding what was happening. She had always been by her son's side. She just thought his condition had worsened again. Lakai, his real name, was a patient at the hospital, Than-Sun City Mental Hospital. Since childhood, he had suffered from dissociative identity disorder, schizophrenia. There were always other people talking in his head, but no one believed him, so he was kept in the hospital. He longed for a job, longed for love, but it was never enough. Everyone else lived a normal life day by day, but his time was running out. Only 34 minutes left until the advent. The game Imprisonment Day would forcibly pull the player's consciousness into its world. If you didn't clear a dungeon, you couldn't return to reality. First-time participants were forced into an E-rank dungeon. Therefore, Lockheed had to quickly write down the guides for clearing them. He used 10 minutes to write, making it simple enough for his mother to read and remember. He prepared 2 notebooks, one to give to Kantu. His mother told him not to write so much. The doctor said you should rest. He'd been sick since he was a child. His father left with all their savings, but his mother persisted in getting him treatment. No matter how tired she was after work, she still taught him how to write. Only after losing her did he realize he'd had everything from the start. This time, he had to collect all the S-rank cards. His only goal: save this world and destroy those evil gods. Just then, Kantu arrived with fruit. Yo, I came to visit you again. Look, I bought the tangerines you love most. He was Lockheed's only friend. When Lockheed was bullied as a child, it was always Kantu who stood up for him. They had been friends ever since. In his past life, Kantu had died a horrible death trying to help Lockheed clear a dungeon. In this life, Lockheed swore he would not let that tragedy repeat itself. Kantu quickly noticed that something was off. What are you writing? A novel I love to read. Let me see. Lockheed said it was a strategy guide. Kantu didn't understand, since his doctor forbade him from playing games. Lockheed had to explain that this was a game he couldn't afford not to play. Ah, I get it, Kantu said, playing along. So even if the whole world tries to stop you, you have to play Free Fire to survive and become a legend. Something like that, right? Lockheed handed him 2 notebooks. Read these carefully. Then find my mom and give her one. Make sure you read it all. Memorize as much as you can. It could save your life at a critical moment. Kantu thought Lockheed was acting strangely today, but he still agreed. To protect the ones he cared about, he had to defeat the evil gods. More importantly, he had to become the strongest player again. He had to clear all the dungeons and collect all 15 hidden S-rank cards. In the game world, you'd get cards from E-rank to S-rank by killing monsters and clearing dungeons. Item cards, special cards, weapon cards, attribute cards. But there was only one of each S-rank card. They were one of a kind, containing power that not even the evil gods could control. For example, time-space reversal, Lockheed's greatest advantage. Only by collecting all of these cards could he go all in against the evil gods. 1 minute until the descent. Lockheed looked at the notification image. Congratulations, you have been selected for the first round of the game day of imprisonment. Dungeon loading. Souls being collected. This time he would protect everyone, clear every dungeon, stand at the top once more, and then annihilate all the evil gods. Lockheed was pulled into a strange space. Loading player Lockheed. E-rank dungeon initiating. Background office massacre has been generated. Player soul successfully inserted. A cold mechanical voice rang out, erasing players' real memories, preparing background memories for insertion. Suddenly the system glitched. Warning messages flashed non-stop. Warning: failed to erase players' real memories. The system returned to normal in an instant. Dungeon boss is being generated. You may now freely explore the dungeon. We wish you a pleasant game. Lockheed was transported to a room. He held up his hands, looking at them and thinking, just as I thought, it's exactly the same as in my past life. He started to look around. The dungeons in Day of Imprisonment were very similar to the real world. Other players were also brought into the tutorial dungeon, and their real memories were supposed to be erased, making them believe this world was reality. However, for some reason, the memory wipe had failed on him. If everything is the same as my past life, then what's coming next is the starting E-rank dungeon for the game, Day of Imprisonment. All players will be brought into an office. Office Massacre. Office Massacre is a very low-level E-rank dungeon, but to clear it, you have to defeat 3 boss-level monsters. All 3 bosses have different skills, and their difficulty increases progressively. For a newcomer, this dungeon is extremely hard. Lockheed touched the system screen and commanded System open my attribute panel. Player Lockheed's attribute panel has been opened. All of his information appeared, including his name, level, race, and other stats. Lockheed lowered his head, looking at it thoughtfully. My attribute, skills, and items are all at 0. Right now, I'm a complete beginner. Trying to kill those 3 bosses is basically impossible. First, I need to activate my player attributes. Lockheed stared intently at some kind of unknown blessing. What kind of item is this unknown blessing? This probably has something to do with the fact that I still have my memories. He pressed a button on the screen. However, the most urgent task is to get the necessary attributes to defeat the first boss. Let me think. In this situation, the way to break through is... An idea suddenly flashed in Lockheed's mind. Ah, that's it! I remember there's a hidden side quest in this dungeon. If I can get the attribute card from this quest and plan things out a bit clearing, it won't be too difficult. He placed both hands on the desk to steady himself. This dungeon starts at 11 o'clock, so I still have a few minutes. I can make it. He quickly rushed off. There's one more thing that's bothering me. It's the voice I heard after I was reborn. That voice has echoed in my ears since I was a child like a hallucination. But this time, I could understand its meaning more clearly. What they said this time was about saving the earth and defeating the evil gods. If we want to defeat those evil gods, the only way is for us to join forces with him. If time could turn back and we could retain the memories of this life, then we could surely defeat the evil gods with him next time. Perhaps his return to the past can even move those of us who have no memories. What did they mean by that? Does this mean that besides using the power of the 15 S-rank cards, I can also obtain their power? Lackey ran to the sign for the men's restroom and went inside. He glanced at the closed stalls, but he had to put that thought aside for now. Lackey looked up at one particular stall. This is the place, he thought. First, I need to complete the hidden side quest and get the reward. A system notification appeared. You have arrived at a special coordinate location. Hidden side quest activated the secret hidden in the men's restroom. After receiving the notification, he kicked the stall door open. The system's quest notification appeared. Now to complete the mission objective, uncover the secret of the men's restroom. A small glowing monster with tears in its eyes looked at Lockheed. It sat on the toilet staring at him blankly. A monster from urban legends, the cowardly ghost, was spotted. It turned and growled menacingly at Lockheed. Unafraid, he threatened it right back. Get the hell out of here now, you cowardly ghost, or I'll snap your head off. Hearing that, it flinched and staggered back. The cowardly ghost scrambled out of the bathroom, crying. Wah! A notification appeared. You have defeated a monster from legend. The cowardly ghost's treasure chest now belongs to you. He turned to look in the direction it had fled. That was the cowardly ghost from urban legends. It guards the reward, a hidden treasure chest here. And it's a very weak monster. If you can scare it, it will run away for good. Then he looked at the chest. Inside the mysterious treasure chest, does it contain a reward or a nightmare? Too bad you don't have the key to open it. Without a word, he stomped down hard with one foot, shattering the chest. The chest was smashed beyond recognition. The mysterious treasure chest has been damaged. He threw away the broken pieces of the chest and picked up the necessary items. The fact that the key was missing made many people miss out on this opportunity. As long as one could put aside their fear and preconceptions, this would be an extremely efficient quest that even a newcomer could complete. Found them. Lackheed held the cards in his hand, observing them. From the treasure chest, you have received an E-rank stamina card, an E-rank agility card, and an E-rank strength card. 3 basic attribute cards. With these, I can finally activate my player attributes. As he spoke, a blue light immediately enveloped his entire body. Use. You have used an attribute card. Your stamina, agility, and strength attributes have been successfully upgraded. Attribute increase level 1 agility. Level 5 limit and below. Attribute increase level 1 strength. Level 5 limit and below. Attribute increase. Level 1 stamina. Level 5 limit and below. Lackheed clenched his fists, thinking happily. The increase is small but noticeable. But now I have enough power to take on 3 bosses. Lackheed's status screen appeared again. The levels had now all increased by 1 tier. His eyes shone in the darkness. Just by using the attribute cards to activate the game interface, I'll become an official player. Even with level 1 attributes, it's not something a normal human could possibly fight. He punched the wall hard with his bare hand. A hole appeared with cracks spreading around it. He pulled his hand out. A wisp of smoke rose. With my current attribute values plus my combat experience from my past life, clearing this initial instance should be relatively easy. But this is not enough at all. I need to defeat them and protect the world from destruction. I need to use everything I possibly can. The power of the owner of that voice, the one I keep hearing. I want that power too. He glanced at the small notification window before him. This is something I have to figure out first. Lakhai suddenly spoke aloud in the middle of the bathroom. Was the voice that gave me its blessing the owner of those voices answer me? Feeling a bit awkward, he laughed sheepishly. Ha ha, I guess it won't answer even if I ask, huh? Suddenly a voice replied, making Lakhai jump and spin around. Outside the door, a large shadow appeared. The room was instantly robbed of its light and plunged into darkness. He panicked and looked around. As he was enveloped in darkness, white figures surrounded Lakhai. The voice spoke again. We have always been watching you. He raised his hand and asked, Who are you people? That blessing. Was it from you? Why did you help me? They didn't answer, only speaking a cryptic phrase before vanishing. It was just a small trick, just a small, if you truly want our help, you must first show us your worth. Before leaving, the person left him with a reminder. Go and fight, the time is near. Lakhai clenched his fists and looked up. I need your power, so I will prove my worth to you. Just you wait and see. A cold, mechanical voice rang out. Ding, the countdown is about to end. The boss has appeared, and public mode has now been activated. Welcome, everyone, to the world of the Day of Confinement. The current challenge instance is the E-rank instance Massacre at In-Sung Company. The boss of this instance is about to appear. Players, please prepare yourselves. 2 red warning lines appeared. Warning. After the countdown ends, players who leave the workplace will be considered to have failed the mission. Countdown 59 seconds. The countdown timer was ticking down. 48 seconds. Lakhai quickly rushed back to the starting point. Only a minute left. But thanks to the effect of my agility attribute, I can still make it. A countdown of 39 seconds. As long as I can get through the main door, I'll be safe. Just as time was about to run out, 2 men walked out with annoyed expressions. Countdown 18 seconds. What kind of countdown is this? I hate games the most. Let me out of here. If you don't let me go, I'll smash this whole dump to pieces. He ran past them, glancing at them briefly. As expected, there will always be fools who can't grasp the situation. Just as the countdown hit 0 seconds, Lakhai was standing safely inside the room. The 2 men who went outside died in an explosion. The people inside looked at the blood splattering all over the glass door in panic. What in the world is happening? Is it because of this countdown in front of us? Is this place for real? He stood up straight and looked outside. In the day of confinement, if you don't follow the rules, you die very quickly. Suddenly, the door began to close. Look, the main door is closing. Does this mean something else is about to happen? An urgent notification from the system arrived. Warning. The boss of this stage is about to appear. Players, please quickly find available weapons. Get ready to face the boss of this stage, an E-Class. Sanitation team. They brought us here just to fight. This boss. What the hell kind of game is this? Just let us go. Ahead, a group of figures slowly appeared, accompanied by a sinister laugh. Heh heh heh. You instantly knew. They were here. The first boss has appeared. The objective of this E-Class dungeon is to defeat every boss that spawns. The leader of the sanitation team spoke up. The trash cleanup is about to begin. Heh heh heh. 2 system panels appeared with their information. Sanitation team captain level 2. Normal janitor level 1. Suddenly someone in the crowd spoke up. They're just E-Class monsters. This is supposed to be a monster. He cracked his knuckles loudly and gritted his teeth. If this is a game, then I wonder how many punches this little boss can take from me. Don't worry, everyone. Once I'm done with these guys, I'll get us all out of here. Lakhai, trying to be helpful, warned him, don't go. You can't judge them by normal standards. I can't be reckless. He watched them carefully, thinking to himself. Even though the monster is only level 1, once its stats surpass a human's, it becomes something no ordinary person can handle. Trying to beat a boss that has stats with just brute force is basically impossible. He jabbed a thumb at his chest and yelled, Lakhai, shut your mouth! You were the last one to get in here. If you weren't so lucky, your head would have exploded and you'd be dead already. What right do you have to tell me what to do? A sinister smile spread across the man's face. I've played plenty of games. It's obvious the leaderboards are unlocked based on the number of monsters you kill. A panel appeared above his head. Global player contribution points ranking. Currently unlocked. If I'm the first one to act, I can get a top spot on the rankings. An incredible, fantastic dream flashed through his mind. Forcing people into a high-risk game like this means the rewards must be immeasurable. Who knows after I finish this job? I could return to the real world as a billionaire. Nice cars, beautiful women, a fancy house. It'll all be waiting for me. The man's eyes turned bloodshot as he charged at the sanitation team. Come on and become part of my fortune. Ha ha ha! Before he could even get close, the team captain sliced his head clean off. Watching the head tumble to the ground, everyone was horrified. How is this possible? This is... The sanitation team then charged forward to attack. The cleanup will now commence. Heh. The people scattered in terror. No, please don't kill me. Stay away from me. I don't want to die yet. The monsters paid them no mind, slashing wildly. Heh, trash. It's all trash that needs to be cleaned up. Heh. The people scrambled to dodge the attacks. What in the world is this place? Let me out of here. Help somebody, help. Loki, who had been standing silently until now, suddenly rushed forward. He landed a powerful punch, knocking one of the monsters down. Your opponent is me. The monster skidded across the floor until its back slammed into a wall. Loki clenched his fists and spoke. If we want to get out of this, there's no other way. We have to fight and kill the boss. If I want to get stronger, if I want to obtain an S-Class card and defeat those evil gods, then killing this low-level boss is a necessary step. The crowd stared at him as if he were a hero. Someone's actually fighting back against the monsters. Who is that guy? How is he so strong? That big musclehead got insta-killed, but... The janitor shook its head and started to get up, sending the crowd into a panic. Look out! That monster! It can still move! Cleaning! Trash! Without a word, Loki charged, grabbed a weapon, and swung it straight down. The monster was completely destroyed, slowly fading away. He rested the broom on his shoulder, looking at the red card in front of him. The system reward notification only pops up after the monster is truly defeated, so if no notification appears, you have to land another blow to finish it off for good. Just then, a notification appeared. You have obtained Iron Broom, E-Class weapon, strength level +1. You have defeated a sanitation worker and received a strength card. E-Class card for strength attributes under level 5 increases level by 1. The others began to whisper excitedly amongst themselves. He actually did it. He really killed that monster. Who is he anyway? How is he even stronger than that muscle-bound guy was? He took the card with a smirk. Killing low-level monsters drops one of 3 types of cards, strength, agility, or stamina. Right now I'm seriously lacking in all stats. So any card I can get, Asan, is a good thing? As Loki said the word, use, the card dissolved into thin air. Using Strength card, Strength level 1 has increased to Strength level 2. Another normal janitor appeared and approached him. Cleaning. Loki tapped the broom in his hand, smiling at the creature. In this world, once you've awakened, a stat being just 1 level higher is enough to completely overwhelm your opponent. The monster raised its weapon to attack, so he smirked and advanced towards it. You're no longer a match for me. A precise strike landed. The system panel appeared. You have killed a normal janitor. Reward received. Strength card. E-rank card, strength attribute below level 5. It can increase a level. He thought, holding the card. Another strength attribute card. With this one, my strength has reached the intensity of level 3. Sensing danger. His eyes shot wide open. Luoshi spun around and landed a critical hit with his broom. A look of delight spread across Luoshi's face. Sneaking around and trying to ambush me is useless. The reward is different this time. You have killed a normal janitor. Reward received agility card, E-rank card. Luoshi held the card, overjoyed. Excellent. Agility is an important attribute, too. The captain roared in anger, Trash, trash, hateful trash! Hearing the voice, he turned to look. The game has an aggro drawing mechanic. The player who kills the most monsters first will be forced to the front by the monsters. This makes clearing out the remaining monsters progressively more difficult. The janitor captain's exclusive skill, Professional Cleaning, provides a buff that increases strength by 2 levels. Fighting one against many like this isn't smart. I need to be decisive and take them out one by one. Both sides held their brooms at the ready, prepared to charge at any moment. Luoshi stomped his foot and lunged forward, shouting clearly to the onlookers. If you don't want to die, throw things at these 3 monsters to slow them down. Create an opening for me to kill them. I've already drawn all the aggro. The other players are relatively safe. All they need to do is provide a little cover to give me a chance to counterattack. Besides, if there are any other skilled players in the group, I could even have them clear the stage with me. The more people who know how to pass the stage, the more survivors there will be. The crowd trembled, but no one dared to follow his words. If we act now, won't we just draw the monster's attention? The moment they notice us, we're dead. Besides, it looks like he can handle them on his own. Luosi looked at them, speechless. These guys are probably all scared out of their minds. Looks like I'll have to create an opportunity myself. The captain suddenly charged, screaming, "Trash!" Just as he was about to reach him, a keyboard unexpectedly flew into his face. Not only the onlookers, but Luoshi himself was surprised. Someone actually made a move. The person standing behind the guy grabbed his shoulder and asked, "Hey, what are you doing?" He stammered in a panic, "He's fighting for us. We all have to help him if we want to survive." Hearing this, the other person grew even more terrified and grabbed him by the collar. But how can people like us fight those monsters? The captain's eyes scanned over to the person who threw the object. "Trash must be cleaned up." The two panicked and scrambled to run away. "Ah, the boss is heading this way." He shouted fearfully towards Luoxi, "I've pulled the boss's aggro over here. Hurry up and take your chance." On the other side, he finished off a normal janitor with one blow. Thanks. You have killed a level 1 normal janitor?" Luoxi smiled carefully, observing his stats. They were now completely superior to the regular janitors. "That's why I can insta-kill them now. Now only this boss is left." 2 reward notifications popped up. You have received the reward. Agility card. E-rank card. Agility attribute. You have received the reward strength card. E-rank card. The boss raised his 2 brooms to attack the guy. "Trash needs to be cleaned up thoroughly." The guy screamed in terror, "Help me!" Luoxi appeared from nowhere behind the captain. "You're the real trash here." With one strike, he severed the boss's head. Blood sprayed everywhere. Congratulations, player Luoxi, for killing the stage boss. Luoxi looked up at the system panel. Player contribution rankings unlocked. First place Luoxi, contribution 700. All other ranks are currently empty. Player Luoxi has defeated the first stage boss, the janitor captain, preparing to distribute boss rewards. He felt a surge of joy as he read it. The rankings are unlocked. A contribution of 700. I remember. The player who ranks first after clearing the initial instance gets the number 1 S-rank card. I didn't get this card in my past life, but all S-rank cards possess immense power. I wonder what kind of power this number 1 card has. According to the rankings, no other player has achieved a kill yet. But if I want to maintain the number 1 spot, it won't be that easy. After all, these rankings are worldwide. All players were brought into the initial instance. The initial instance of the day of confinement appeared, all over the earth at the same time. In my past life, I was victorious in the end, but right from the start of the game, many powerful individuals emerged. Each of them possessed unique strengths that were difficult for others to replicate. Even with a second chance at life, I can't afford to underestimate them. After clearing each instance, rewards are settled based on rank. In the next stages, I need to use a method that maximizes the points I can get to clear it. That's the only way to guarantee I stay at the top of the rankings this life. To defeat the evil god, I must conquer this game. Model. Moreover, I have to become stronger than I was in my past life. That's why I absolutely must get that S-rank card. A mechanical system voice rang out. You have defeated the first stage's boss, the cleaning squad captain. You have received the following rewards: E-rank attribute card, E-rank stamina card, and 2 agility cards. An E-rank special card, Iron Embryo. To think I got an Iron Embryo card? I'm really lucky this time. This card creates a suitable weapon based on the user's aura. The card's information immediately appeared. Iron Embryo. Special E-rank card. Upon use. And it forms a dedicated E-rank iron weapon based on the user's aura. There is a certain probability of creating a special weapon. He immediately thought of the most top-tier weapons. Of course, the ones known as the King of 100 Weapons, the sword, and the King of 100 Weapons, the blade. I hope my luck is good. Lakhai's gaze accidentally fell upon the person who helped him earlier. It made the guy a little flustered. He doesn't look very brave, but at a critical moment he was able to step up and help me. He can read the situation well. And he has courage. Those are essential qualities for an elite player. If he became a player, he could probably be a lot more helpful. A moment later, he walked over and spoke first. Thanks for drawing the boss's attention for me. He shyly raised a hand to scratch his head and replied, You were the only one who could kill those monsters. If even you had fallen, all of us would have surely died. Helping you was really just helping myself. Lackey unexpectedly took out 3 cards. You're a smart guy. These 3 cards are for you. They'll be very useful. Stamina and agility can awaken a person's player attributes, while cleanse can remove negative status effects when under mental pressure. Flustered, he quickly waved his hands to refuse. You should take these cards. Wouldn't they be more effective if you used them? Lackey slapped all 3 cards onto him. During that critical moment, if you hadn't drawn the boss's attention, I would have been in big trouble. This is what you deserve. He didn't forget to instruct him on how to use them. Watch carefully. Use them the same way I do. The second gate is starting. First, I need to increase my stats. After Lackey used it, the card in his hand immediately vanished. An information panel appeared. Player Lackey. Strength level 4, agility level 4, stamina level 1. He also understood quickly. I get it now. His whole body was now covered in a blue light. So this is what it feels like to have your attributes increased. My body feels so much lighter. As soon as he glanced at his own info panel, he was stunned. Tuvan pointed at it, puzzled, and asked, Why do I have experience points here? I definitely didn't defeat any monsters. Seeing this, Lackey quickly explained, Because you attacked the boss, you also received experience after I killed it. This allows players to level up. You also get a decent amount of attribute increases. Of course, there aren't many cards to raise attributes like this, he asked, a little skeptical. So, what level are you now? Lackey calmly replied, level 4. Hearing that, Tuvan exclaimed excitedly, Level 4. That's so high. He looked at his own info panel again. Lackey held the glowing iron embryo in his hand, thinking, In my past life, I never received a random card like this, so I'm a little hopeful. I wonder what kind of weapon my aura will form. The iron embryo suddenly stirred and quickly transformed. From a small lump of iron, it morphed into the Azure Cloud Sword. It's a sword-type weapon, currently E rank. The sword has an exclusive skill effects and special attributes. Lackey looked at the sword in his hand, pleased. Not bad. To think it could form a sword-type weapon, and one that even has a skill effect. This can be considered an extremely rare existence, even if it's only E rank for now. But when its skill is fully activated, its combat power won't be any less than a C rank. Tuvan stared in amazement at the Azure Cloud Sword. That sword is so powerful. And you just say it's not bad. No wonder this guy is a master who could kill all those monsters. Hearing that, he was lost in thought. In my previous life, my weapon was the S-rank Flame Dragon's Shadow. Compared to that, the Azure Cloud Sword is far too weak, but luckily it can grow. It can gain many more attributes in the future. At that moment, the door slowly opened. Congratulations on clearing the first stage cleaning squad. Second stage, employee dormitory is preparing to launch. All players please proceed immediately to the second floor cafeteria to participate in the second stage. After the countdown ends, any player who has not reached the designated location will automatically be considered to have failed. Countdown 4 minutes, 59 seconds. After hearing the announcement, he thought to himself, this kind of announcement is exactly the same as in my past life. Back then, I was also a new player, but things were much more vicious than they are now. Lackey looked over at Tuvan and offered, Do you want to come with me? He jumped, flustered, and asked back. Me can I? Lackey quickly explained. I need a smart person like you. It will help me clear the immediate stage and with things in the future. You'll be a great help. Hearing this, Tuvan happily agreed. I'm willing to follow you. Lackey gave a slight, and said, All right, then let's head over. Seeing this, the people behind them also started begging. Master, take me with you. I swear I won't drag you down. My family is very rich. When we get back to reality, I can give you $1 million. How about it? Hey, handsome, I can help you with anything. Take me with you, too. Another group brazenly blocked their path. Lackey, buddy. You're clearly strong, so why can't you take all of us with you? If you have the power, you should be saving people. What you're doing is just plain selfish. Don't our lives matter, too? So you're going to radiate killing intent, make your eyes glow red, and block my path? I don't mind at all. He treated them like monsters. The group blocking his way turned pale with fear as everyone else scrambled to clear a path for Lackey. The 2 guys who had been blocking him watched his back as he left and started talking amongst themselves. That look in his eyes just now was terrifying. Tuvan glanced back and asked, Aren't you going to take them with us? he replied indifferently. I already killed the boss. That's as good as saving them. But they don't have the courage to act. Bringing them along will probably just get me into trouble later. Besides, I'm not trying to save everyone. I'm not some noble hero. In fact, I'm a little selfish. I just want to save the people I love. Hearing this, he didn't blame him but showed understanding instead. I get it. I'll do everything I can not to be a burden to you. Lakhai praised Tuvan. Good. The boss of the next stage is a chef. There might be some mental corruption. If you can't handle it, use the Purify card. Hearing that, his face went blank as he thought, mental corruption is a monster's debuff skill. The two of them walked into the cafeteria and the system panel appeared. You have successfully arrived at the staff cafeteria. Please select a seat as soon as possible and participate in the second stage. Tuvan glanced around nervously. The smell was actually quite fragrant, and it didn't seem like any debuff effects had appeared. Suddenly, a chef holding a huge cleaver appeared. There's still 1 minute left. He jumped back in shock. Ah! Lakhai smiled and explained, That's the executioner. He deals with those who are late. Tuvan quickly ran after him. I get it. It's just like how your head would have exploded if you hadn't entered the office area from the start. He casually sat down at an empty table. Just sit here. Tuvan hesitated for a moment and asked, But the distance from the first-floor office to the second-floor cafeteria isn't that far, so we shouldn't be late, right? Lakhai replied with an indifferent expression. If you can make the right choice quickly, then of course you'll be fine. But most people hesitate and waste time considering pointless things. They wait until the very last moment to choose the only correct option, the one they were too afraid to face from the start. 52 seconds left on the countdown. A panicked crowd ran for their lives. Open it. Why did we just stand there arguing with those guys about whether to run or not? Stop talking and get in or our heads will explode. It's too late. We should have just come in from the very beginning. Damn it. 10 seconds left. The crowd swarmed through the small cafeteria door. This is great. We made it just in time. Quick, find a seat. Countdown 0 seconds. The countdown has ended. One person standing outside the door was panting heavily. Phew, lucky we made it. As long as we don't go back out, we're fine. Let's just hurry inside and find a seat. His eyes suddenly darted towards something. The executioner at the door swung his cleaver down. Time is up, players. You have been eliminated. The group, pale with terror, screamed, That guy is the boss of this stage. Why did he show up so fast this time? We hesitated for too long up there. If we had just come down sooner, it wouldn't have come to this. The clattering sound of a cart echoed through the room. A chef came out pushing a large pot of food. Eat, 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 eat! Tuvan watched as the bizarrely colored food was scooped onto a plate. On the plate, something so disgusting it made you want to vomit. Just from looking at it gave off a thick steam. His eyes widened in absolute terror. Tuvan covered his mouth, stumbling backward. These plates, they're from those monsters in the room from before the system panel appeared. Ping. Special scene activated. All players who look directly at the food will receive mental corruption. Strength minus 20%, agility minus 20%, aussies, spirit minus 30%. He said in disbelief, It's real. The corruption debuff actually appeared, and 3 of my stats were lowered at once. Getting through this stage is going to be even harder now. Lakhai looked at the plate of food on the table, breaking out in a cold sweat. The difficulty doesn't stop here. The player's food has been distributed. Please eat promptly. Do not be wasteful. A red warning message appeared. If there is any waste, you will also receive the chef's blessing. If you stop your meal, your spirit will also continue to decline, decreasing by 10% per minute. Warning, if a player's spirit it drops to 0%, they will suffer a mental breakdown and be eliminated. You have 7 minutes. Please make your decision as soon as possible. Tuvan covered his mouth, looking like he was about to vomit. We die if we waste it, and we die if we don't eat it. Doesn't that mean we just have to eat? But how could anyone possibly eat this? The second stage is so much more terrifying than the first. Is this where I die? Suddenly, Lakhai broke into a bright smile and said, even though the second stage... This stage is much harder than the first one, but I know another way to get through it. Whoa, Tuvan, this situation is surprising. You actually managed to think of a way to beat this. If you need me for anything, just say the word. Just stay quiet and wait. If your mental state drops to an unbearable level, then remember to use the cleanse card to remove the corruption effect and stay sane. When I need you, I'll call you. System panel. Mental corruption is ongoing. The player's mental strength is decreasing. Current mental strength remaining 70%. All players are weakening. Countdown 6 minutes and 59 seconds. A blue-haired girl paled. Just looking at this thing is already draining all my energy. If we don't finish it all within 7 minutes, we're going to completely lose our minds. The person across from her trembled. Is this for real? Do we really have to eat this stuff? Luo Si thought to himself, after being weakened by mental corruption and having my stats reduced, facing these 4 monster chefs head-on is basically impossible. Therefore, the standard way to clear the second stage is to finish the meal and lower the chef's guard. Everyone can then take that opportunity to swarm and eliminate them as a group to complete the stage. However, this method only yields the most basic points and rewards. System notification. Player Luo Shi has received an unknown blessing immune to mental corruption. Player Luo Shi's current mental strength is at 100%. It's just a little trick. If you want our genuine help, you have to show us your worth first. He was surprised. Could this be the little trick he was talking about? Is this their blessing? These kinds of mental attacks don't work on me anymore. This is great. Now I can completely clear the game by using the high difficulty hidden rules I remember from my past life. This way, not only can I get a high score and secure my ranking, but I can also get high-tier rewards. Just then, a purple-haired guy threw his plate of food. I'm not eating it. I won't eat it. I'd rather die than eat this crap. Tuvan was shocked. Did his mind break first? He nodded. That's right. The human mind is far more fragile than the stats let on. Those numerical attributes. If someone's mental fortitude is too weak, they won't be able to resist the mental corruption. But if he can't pass, then everyone here will share his fate. Ha 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 ha! Suddenly, a heavy slap sent the guy crashing to the floor. The monster's eyes bulged. If you won't eat, then you'll die. The man groaned in his own pool of blood. Not eating? I'm not eating it. The creature grabbed the purple-haired man's head and slowly dragged him towards the kitchen. The purple-haired man just kept laughing loudly. I won't eat! I won't eat, ha ha ha! Then the ear-splitting sound of a door slamming echoed through the silence. Everyone was terrified. Is that what happens if you don't eat? But who could possibly eat something like this? There are only 6 minutes left. Will we all end up like that? Notification panel turned red. No players have consumed the meal. All players' mental strength will decrease by 10%. Warning. All players now only have 60% mental strength remaining. Please finish your meal as soon as possible. All players are suffering from mental collapse. Countdown 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Lucy stood up. The hidden high score rules for this stage are designed to be unlocked by breaking the standard safe method, which then activates the high difficulty mode to complete the challenge. It's time to put my plan into action. He threw the bowl to the ground. I can't eat this stuff. Step 1 to unlocking the hidden rule. Activate the high difficulty method and attract the attention of a monster chef. Warning sound. Warning. You have attracted the attention of a chef. Risk of death has increased to 80%. The enraged monster chef stepped forward. What do you think you're doing? Sit down. If you won't eat, then I'll stuff your head in my barrel. Luo Shi's hand rested on his sword. Step 2 to unlocking the hidden rule. Activate system aggro. Slay one of the monster chefs. A powerful slash sliced clean through the monster chef's neck. Its head flew from its shoulders instantly. Luo Shi's eyes were cold. The monster chef's head thudded to the ground. He coldly sheathed his sword. Notification. Sound. You have killed the level 3 serving chef. You have received 2 attribute cards. Stamina card, E rank. Physical strength card, E rank. Luo Si thought, now the real slaughter of the second stage begins. Player Luo Shi strength level 5. Agility level 4. Stamina level 2. System notification. Warning 1. You have killed a chef. The aggro of the 3 remaining chefs towards you has increased to 100%. Warning 2. You have activated the hidden rule, Preemptive Strike. All chefs will cease attacking other players and focus all their efforts on killing you. Announcement. Your points and rewards for killing monsters will increase by 10%. Luo Shi mused. So this is the high difficulty hidden rule called First Strike Advantage, hidden in the second stage. Level 3. Fish Gutting Chef has entered a state of rage. Level 3. Fruit-cutting chef has entered a state of rage. Level 3. Vegetable-cutting chef has entered a state of rage. He assessed his surroundings, abandoned the conventional path, and proactively killed a chef, drawing the attention of all the monsters and making himself their sole target, because being the focus of their attacks would drastically increase his chance of death. To conserve strength for the real boss later, he needed to keep his distance and avoid being surrounded and getting injured. According to the plan, I was going to use them to set a few things up. Now that these monsters are only targeting me, I guess I don't need bait anymore. A monster teleported behind him. You can't escape from me. Let me chop you into pieces. A vegetable cleaver came slashing down, but Luo Shi parried it with his sword. His cold eyes stared it down. It sneered, "Humph, so you managed to block one of my strikes." The vegetable-cutting chef used the E-rank skill, lightning-fast weed whack. "Well, then let's see. If you can handle this next move of mine," Luo Shi smirked. He fell right into my trap. My current level isn't high enough to beat the boss. First, I'll use these minions to activate the Azure Cloud Sword skill. The two of them clashed back and forth, evenly matched. The monster was shocked. This guy can actually keep up with my speed. But I'm the fastest of all the chefs here. But so what if you can't keep up with my speed? You're definitely going to lose. My knife has you pinned down. How are you going to deal with the ones behind you? The two chefs in the rear quickly moved in for the kill. Luo Shi dragged his sword hard across the ground, the friction sending sparks flying. With just a single sword, and he sent the vegetable cleaver flying, the monster screamed, "He knocked my blade back. Could his strength be greater than mine? But just a moment ago, he was clearly no match for me." A system panel for the sword appeared. Azure Cloud Sword exclusive skill, Void Rift Slash, has been activated. He smirked. "Thanks for that. The 100-hit charge is complete." The vegetable-cutting chef screamed, "This is bad. He was holding back the whole time. He was just using my blade to charge up his skill." The other two chefs were already right behind Luo Shi. "We can't stop!" he screamed. "Run! We fell into his trap!" Lightning flashed in Luo Shi's eyes. Thinking of running now, it's far too late. A single sweeping slash cut down all three chefs. The notification panel appeared. "You have killed the level 3 fish-gutting chef. You have killed the level 3 fruit-cutting chef. You have killed the level 3 vegetable-cutting chef." He flicked his sword clean. "Any opening you thought you saw was just a trap I'd already set for you." A series of sounds indicating he had received E-rank stamina cards rang out. Seeing this, Tuvan breathed a sigh of relief. That was so tense. He won. It turns out he had a plan from the very beginning. A system warning suddenly appeared. A player has successfully triggered the hidden rule, First Strike Advantage. The boss of this stage, the head chef, is now completely enraged. The head chef's rage has increased by 100%. All of the head chef's attributes have been boosted by 1 level. He saw the warning panel and jumped. What's going on? The boss's stats were buffed. The hidden rule. From inside the kitchen, a horrifying killing intent poured out. Everyone panicked. An earthquake! The boss is coming. Did you see that warning? It got stronger. That guy? At this rate, can Luo Shi really win? Luo Shi remained calm. This is the final part of the hidden rule. It forces the boss to appear early, but it also raises the stage's difficulty. In return, the rewards and points will also be higher. A notification rang out as he faced the boss. You have triggered all of the First Strike Advantage hidden rules. The power of this stage's boss has been increased. The rewards and points you can receive from this stage's boss will be increased. Luo Shi's resolve hardened. But I will definitely get them. Only by obtaining more rewards and a higher score can I achieve my goal for this life. A glowing red hand gripped the edge of the wall, cracking it. Blood-red eyes glared out. A monster emerged. Who killed my precious subordinate chefs? Its information panel appeared. Head chef. Boss rank E+, level 5. Current status enraged. All attributes increased by 1 level. Base stats: stamina level 6. Strength level 8. Agility level 3. Skill bone shattering. Cleave. Effect. Strength increased by 2 levels. Tuvan flinched. With stats like these, can Luo Shi really win? He thought to himself. Use all available attribute cards. 6 cards materialized around him. To kill a boss empowered by hidden rules, I can't afford to hold anything back. A notification sounded. You have used 4 E-rank attribute cards. Player Luo C Strength, level 5. Agility level 5. Stamina level 5. Luo Shi glanced at the 2 remaining cards. E-rank attribute cards. Can only raise the corresponding stat to level 5. These are 2 E-rank agility cards, useless to me. He tossed them to Tuvan. Catch use these immediately. He answered with a clear, yes, sir. He quickly used 2-player attribute cards, agility level 3 and stamina level 1. A green light appeared around him. Everyone was astonished. If I had known they'd be giving out attribute cards, I would have made my move sooner. I wonder what those cards do. Can they really increase your chances of survival? The head chef roared. I'll ask one more time. Who killed my precious subordinates? The man's piercing voice made everyone cover their ears. That guy is terrifying. Just his scream alone is enough to paralyze you with fear. How can we possibly win against someone like that? Tuvan clenched his fist. Is this the power of an attribute card? I don't feel scared by that monster's scream at all. And I'm not hurt. The man swung his blade. Answer me or I'll chop all of your heads off. Everyone fled. Sob. Ah, help me. Just then Luoshi teleported, disappearing in the blink of an eye from where he stood. In an instant he used his sword to block the man's blade. The head chef was stunned to see someone parry his attack. The sword in his hand trembled slightly. He spoke coldly. I'm the one who killed them. The chef leaned in close to his face. You little ingredient. You'll pay dearly for this. Don't worry, I'll keep your head so you can watch as I slaughter every last one of your kind, Luoshi replied without a hint of fear. But before that, I'll be taking the head off your neck. The head chef slammed his blade into the ground. Then let's see if you have what it takes. The short ingredient, Luo Shi, was sent flying, crashing hard against the wall and creating a huge explosion. Tuvan screamed, Boss strength level 8. As expected, even he can't block it. Head on. Luo Shi slowly got up his hair, hiding his expression. I'm fine, boss. It's been so long since I've heard anyone call me that. In my past life, when I was conquering the day of confinement, I had gathered my own team. Images of everyone appeared. Come on, boss, smile. I'm boss, ha, boss. Boss Shizi, you really are the perfect leader for us. Luo Shi stood up firmly. But on the path to conquering the day of confinement, everyone died. In the end, I was the only one left alive. But why? Why was I the only one who survived? The head chef grew even angrier. You little piece of food, I'm going to chop you into pieces. But Luo Shi was still lost in thought. Back then I didn't understand, but later, I finally figured it out. The man's powerful slash came down on him. Die! The head chef's blade slammed into the ground, sending debris flying. Surprisingly, Luo Shi had dodged the blow. The sword in his hand glowed brightly. The man's eyes were fixed on him. Your speed! So you were just pretending before... Before he could finish, Luo Shi coldly slashed through him. The reason I survived until the very end is because I never hesitate, and I always think things through. Because more than anyone else, I wanted to win. Luo Shi sheathed his sword. The head chef's head separated from his neck. Blood sprayed out like a fountain. He stood up. Someone who wants to win will stop at nothing. But after truly winning, I realized I didn't just want to win. I wanted, after winning, to protect every single one of them. To protect their precious lives and to have a normal world. The system panel appeared. You have killed the stage boss, the head chef. Stage 2, slaughter at the company. Received the following items. You have activated the hidden rule, he who strikes first gains the advantage. Your rewards have been automatically increased by 30%. E-rank strength. Attribute card, E-rank. Strength. Attribute card, E-rank stamina. Attribute card, E-rank agility. Attribute card, E-rank strength. Attribute card, E-rank strength. Attribute card, E-rank attribute card. Strength attribute. Below level 1, no. Can increase by 1 level. Special rank 3 memory card can retrieve true memories. A special surprise reward from the head chef select to activate for use. Within 10 minutes, a random attribute will increase to level 3. Luo Shi looked at the special reward and rubbed his chin. If I hadn't activated the hidden rule, the only reward would have been the memory card. The other 2 rewards are bonuses. Also, the player's contribution score will also increase. He operated the screen to check his current contribution score. The player contribution rankings appeared. First place, Luo Si contribution, 1,700. Second place, Han Shunhai contribution, 300. Third place, Liu Yan contribution, 260. Fourth place, Yun Ran contribution, 220. Fifth place, temporarily empty. Sixth place, temporarily empty. Seventh place, temporarily empty. Luo Si thought to himself, just like in my past life. They're all on the list. Although their scores are nowhere near mine, they truly are new players with extraordinary innate talent. In the future, they will become pillars in humanity's fight against the day of confinement. But the evil gods will not allow the players to grow stronger. Later on, they will design extremely cruel stages. Last time, it was those kinds of cruel game instances that wiped out countless of humanity's strongest fighters. This time, when that kind of instance appears, I will get that S-rank special card to deal with it. I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone again, my old rivals. An announcement sounded. Congratulations on clearing the second stage. Peaceful Staff final stage Escape the Company is about to begin. All players please proceed to the ground floor lobby immediately. After the countdown ends, any player who has not arrived will be considered to have failed. A countdown 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Luo Si looked at the screen and sighed. The final gate is about to begin. He looked over at Tu Van. Tu Van, let's go. He obeyed. Yes, boss. He walked behind Luo Si, pulling something out of his pocket as he went. Tu Van held out a handkerchief. Boss, wait a moment, I have something for you. Tu Van handed him the clean white tissue. Luo Si was suspicious. A tissue, he explained. I can't help you with much, boss, but I just found this on the dining table. Boss, you can use it to wipe your face, but I'm really so useless. If only I could be a little more useful, maybe things would be easier for you, boss. Looking at him, Luo Si thought to himself with a sigh. There are still good people in this world. Thinking this, he took it. No, you're very useful. The young man was touched. Boss. The scene changes to an irritated blue monster. They've already broken through the 2 previous gates. They're about to rush to where we are. He flashed an excited grin. Everyone don't be shy, eat every last one of them. After the countdown ends, any player not in the hall will be considered to have failed. Countdown 4 seconds. Tu Van spoke up. Boss, did you rely on your agility to take down the head chef monster? Doesn't that mean the higher your attribute level? Nay, the more you can just crush the monsters. With a serious face, Luo Si replied, Not necessarily. You also have to consider an individual's attributes. After all, humans are classified into physical and intellectual types. Hearing his explanation terrified the young man. So that's how it is. Tu Van thought with a heavy heart, which means because it's not. My athletic forte, even with level 5 agility, I still can't dodge the monster's attacks at all. He then turned to look at Luo Si. His eyes were filled with worship. The boss is so strong. In real life, he must be some kind of special forces operative. Suddenly, Luo Si stopped mid-stride, leaving Tu Van confused. In a low voice, Luo Si instructed, You stay here and wait for the others. Tell them not to even think about escaping. This is a critical hidden rule for the next gate. If you try to escape, you'll be considered to have failed. Even if the main gate opens, you cannot escape. Tu Van's jaw dropped. I'd stay here. Then, boss, what about you? He turned his back to leave. I'm going to deal with the monsters at the next gate. They're too dangerous for you. The young man quickly stood at attention. Yes, boss, I'll stay here and tell them about this hidden rule. Boss is so cool and kind after all. To think he'd worry about an ordinary person like me. At the same time, Luo Si was thinking grimly, in reality, having someone help at the next gate will trigger a hidden rule that makes clearing it simpler. Although other hidden rules can be exploited at my current level, I can't complete this game alone. To be safe, I need to find the player with the highest combat score in this dungeon. After all, the third stage of Company Massacre requires you to face 10 level 5 employees plus a level 7 security captain in the lobby. Their strength is far greater than the monsters from the second gate. From my memories of clearing this in my past life, cooperation is the only way through. Fighting alone will only lead to being surrounded and killed. Just then, as he was lost in thought, a voice cut in. Hey! Luo Si glanced over. Damchiu, you're finally here. In his past life, this person was legendary. The 3 stages of Company Massacre were actually very difficult. In his past life, besides taking time to figure out the hidden rules, this man with special abilities was the key to clearing this stage. His name is Shu Jung-yong. In my past life, he was much more outstanding than I was back then. Luo Jung-yong frowned. You told that short guy with the glasses to tell us not to run? Are you insulting us? Luo Si smiled. No, it's just a friendly reminder. He crossed his arms. Your performance in the last 2 gates was truly impressive. I never got a chance to make a move. But now I understand the details of this game. Suddenly, Jung-yong charged forward with a raised fist. I want to beat you fair and square. But who would have thought as he crazily leaped down from above, he yelled, and defeat this stage's boss! And what an easygoing look on Luo Si's face. You're no match for me. Pow. And with that, Jung-yong was gifted a powerful punch right on his cheekbone. It sent Jung-yong sliding backward. He couldn't accept it. Your strength, it's not human. He wiped his chin and asked, Is it from the game's enhancements? Luo Si replied calmly. That's right. The next stage is quite difficult. If you agree to cooperate with me, I can give you these 3 attribute cards. Jung-yong gritted his teeth, his eyes red as he glared at him. And what makes you think I would team up with you? Luo Si said nothing and simply pushed the power of memory attribute card towards his face. This, memory. A special E-rank card can retrieve memories from reality when it began to activate. It sent a sharp pain through Jung-yong. This is... Luo Si mused. Another challenge in Company Massacre is that it erases everyone's real memories. Without memories, there are no weaknesses, and without weaknesses, people can't unite. His sharp eyes showed a deep-seated determination and resentment. Those bastards. They really understand humanity all too well. Luckily, the memory card can awaken those memories. In my past life, I saw Hua Qin-dung's weakness in his humanity. That's why he'll agree with me. At that moment, Qin-dung thought to himself, I have to get out of here alive. Qin-nguk is still waiting for me outside. Then he looked up, his expression resolute. If I team up with you, can we really get through this? Lackey brandished his powerful cards. Absolutely! Qin-dung looked at the glowing energy source in front of him, speaking heroically. Your great favor. I, Hua Qin-dung, will always remember your kindness. He walked toward the door. All I need from you is to hold back some of the monsters. I'll take care of the rest. He replied, Okay. Lok Hai thought, I'll use the cards. The E-rank card, Strength, and the head chef's surprise biceps. Even if my strength increases to level 7, I'll be no match for the next boss. I need to be at least strength level 9 to be comfortable. Let's see how much of a boost these surprise biceps give me. Strength received. Duration 10 minutes. My luck is good. He smiled, looking at the info screen the system displayed. This stage is going to be simple. Besides, there's still the hidden rule. That should increase my strength by another level. The head chef really came through for me. He reached out and decisively opened door number 3. A terrifying wave of energy surged out, startling them both. A humanoid monster laughed loudly. Only 2 of you! Did all the others run away? So scrawny. Barely any meat on your bones. I wonder how many hits you can even take. Just then, beads of sweat formed on Qin-dung's face. This is my first time facing a monster head-on. I never imagined I'd have to deal with things like this. The pressure was stronger than he ever expected. He turned to look at Lok Hai, his heart sinking. The 2 of us. Can you and I actually win? Lackey decisively summoned a sharp sword. We'll wipe them out. You and I are all we need. Qin-dung watched in admiration. So he isn't afraid at all. I need to be like that too. A system announcement rang out. You have reached the ground floor hall ahead of schedule and released killing intent aimed at the security team. Hidden rule activated. Reward for courage. Player Lackey's strength has increased by 1 level. Player Hua Qin-dung's strength has increased by 1 level. Player Lak Hai strength level 11. Effect Astonishing Cuisine. Strength plus level 3. Duration 9 minutes and 59 seconds. Stamina level 5. Agility level 5. Player Hua Qin-dung strength level 2. Agility level 1. And Qin-dung charged forward like a powerful, determined warrior. If I've been granted this power, then in this room I'm the real boss. The atmosphere in the room felt suffocating. Lak Hai rushed forward to stop Qin-dung, but he yelled, Wait a second! Seeing the situation unfold! Qin-dung gritted his teeth. So reckless. Stressful. Back when I was an underground boxer, I often faced opponents with unclear strengths and weaknesses. The crowd's roars echoed in his mind. Get in there! Knock him out for us! Surrounded by tension and a seething fighting spirit, he made his decision. The best strategy right now is... The opponent sneered, fearlessly eyeing the plump prey in front of him. As the man lunged forward, Chindung took the chance to dodge his strategy, being to clearly see his opponent's attack. Then he rewarded the guy with a decisive, painful punch straight to the face, and then deliver the fatal blow. The monsters watched gleefully as Lock Hee charged in. Get him, Chindung muttered. If he rushes in without knowing their moves, he's just going to get himself hurt. The monsters, their faces twisted in disgust, shouted, He's so skinny you can tell he's weak just by looking at him. The system displayed the information Security Guard Level 5, Strength Level 5, Stamina Level 4, Agility Level 5, Skill Gang Up E rank, damage increases by 25% when teaming up with 3 or more allies. The monster cackled arrogantly. Let's see how many hits he can take. It swung its club straight at Lock Hi's head. My club gets first dibs. Who would have thought he'd smoothly dodge the attack with such superhuman skill? Jongyong could only stand in a corner, gritting his teeth. This speed and power, it's impossible to react to. He was holding back just now. If he hadn't, I'm afraid... The monsters roared in frustration. There's something very wrong with this guy. Hurry, use your skills to take him down. Don't hold back. Get him. And at that moment, the system alert rang out. All players, please proceed to the ground floor lobby, immediately to participate in the final challenge. Any player who does not arrive after the countdown ends will be considered to have failed. Countdown 56 seconds. Suddenly, Lock Hee stopped looking into the distance with sharp eyes. Jongyong was also stunned for a moment by the announcement. He observed the terrain, thinking, even if the countdown hasn't ended, we'll still be attacked when we get to the ground floor lobby. This is a malicious hidden rule. Amidst the storm of a fierce battle, the system sounded another warning. Countdown 49 seconds. Lock Hee calculated that he wanted to kill as many monsters as possible to create a relatively safe environment for Tuvan and the others. At the same time, Tuvan was quickly urging, Everyone, please proceed in an orderly fashion and avoid pushing. There's still plenty of time. Countdown 45 seconds. Lock Hee observed with a smirk. Tuvan's brain is actually useful. He can sense my real intentions. The system announced the countdown 32 seconds. Tuvan spoke up. No need to form a line. Countdown 21 seconds. The boss intentionally told me to stop halfway. There must be a reason. I think I can do it. I need to delay for as long as possible and only bring everyone in at the very last moment. The system suddenly announced the time. Countdown 12 seconds. Jongyong cracked his knuckles, getting ready with determination. If these monsters are this weak, then I'll go give him a hand too. Over on the other side, Lock Hee was attacking fiercely. Don't interfere. Your job is to protect them. Suddenly, at that moment, the monster started to turn its head and terrifying killing intent radiating from it. This piece of scum. Lock Hee's sharp eyes seemed to scheme. Jongyong, it's your time to shine. At this time, everyone was gathered at gate number 3. A monster charged forward, shouting, Let's start with this shorty. Who would have thought? Jongyong would leap forward and grab the monster by the throat. Go to hell, you monster. Then he landed a powerful punch right in its mouth and warned, Don't even think about eating us. Lock Hee doesn't like any of these people, but if he wants to save them, there must be a reason. Why is this thing so hard to fight? I'm barely doing any damage. But why did Jongyong feel that something was strange? Why does he feel so light? Tuvan spoke up, reminding everyone, Don't run around and don't attract the monster's attention. The boss will get us out of here. At that moment, whispers spread through the crowd. He's right. Right now, we can only trust them. Everyone around came to a consensus. Let's go. We can't lose to those monsters. Lock Hee, with his sharp eyes, was observing. The Azure Cloud Sword's skill was fully charged. The monsters roared madly with arrogance. Brothers, use your skills and finish him in one go. He decisively launched his attack. Rocket energy. Funny, I was thinking the same thing. Just one attack from Lock Hee made them scream their heads off. It was ear-splitting. Everyone around looked at him with admiration. The boss is so cool. He's so powerful. We're so lucky to have someone as amazing as the boss with us. And at the same time, Jongyong was fighting and thinking, how is he so strong? This one guy alone is already giving me a headache. At that moment, Lock Hee drew his sword with a dazzling smile. Now, it's your turn. Guard Captain Final Boss. Level 7. Strength 10. Agility 7. Stamina 8. Health 100%. It laughed with contempt. Interesting. Killing someone like you is what truly brings me joy. Tuvan's face was covered in sweat with worry. Strength level 10 with stats this terrifying. Can the boss even win? At the same time, Lock Hee was planning his strategy. In my past life, killing this guy cost many lives and took a very long time. The rocket light source skill shot straight down into the ground. A sharp glint and determination showed in his eyes. But this time, the monster's horrifying grin made the air feel heavy. At that moment, he focused all his strength, lowered his center of gravity, and leaped high. I'm all that's needed. Lack High took down each monster with a fatal blow, causing chunks of their flesh to be sliced off by his powerful attacks. The system immediately unlocked his information. Name Lock Hee. Race human. Current level 8. Experience 200 out of 1,000. Basic attributes. Strength level 14. Stamina level 8. Agility level 8. Learned skills not yet unlocked. Skill cards. None received. Owned items. Azure Cloud Sword E rank. Received a surprise buff from the head chef strength plus 3 levels. Received the courage reward, strength plus 1 level. Received an unknown blessing. Lack High thought, the minions I just defeated all gave me an E rank attribute card. With the addition of 2 more buffs, my strength can reach level 14, which greatly increases my combat power. This is the advantage of monopolizing all the experience and attribute cards. In my past life, I was only at level 2 when I finished the game. Suddenly, Tuvan shouted, the boss is so strong he's not even human, a boss like this. We have to stick close to someone this powerful. Lack Hee calculated, after I kill this last minion, this stage should be cleared. Right now, Jung Yong is fighting fiercely. This one punch will settle things between us, you monster. With a heroic aura, the monster replies, then I'll send you to your grave. Just as he was about to land the blow, he heard Luo Si's voice. You don't actually have to risk your life like that. Jung Yong felt completely helpless. This monster is so hard to beat, and yet it was easily defeated by him. At that moment, the system's voice rang out. Congratulations, everyone! You have successfully cleared the instance. Idle level Novice Dungeon Slaughter Attack Company. Based on your performance, the final rewards will now be calculated. Clearance contribution ranking player. Luo Si contribution, 99.9%. Player Shu Jung Yong contribution, 0.75%. Player Tu Van contribution, 0.025%. All other players, contribution 0%. Based on the data provided by the system. Luo Si thought, so the final rewards are being tallied. It's about to begin. I wonder what kind of surprise reward I'll get for my 99.9% contribution this time. In 2.1 seconds, multiple notifications appeared. Reward for clearing the E-rank dungeon. Slaughter attack. Company is now calculating rewards. Survival clearance. Reward. Activating all E-rank attributes. Recipients, all surviving players in the dungeon. Note, everything obtained in the dungeon can be brought into the real world. Everyone rejoiced as a young man shouted, we actually got a reward, too. The girl next to him also exclaimed joyfully, this is great! Surviving wasn't easy at all. Noticing this, Luo Shi thought to himself, just like in my previous life, as long as you survive and complete the game, you'll receive a basic reward. This reward will increase their chances of survival in the next dungeon. However, having stats that are too high could also lead them to commit evil acts in the real world in this life. I must quickly establish rules for managing players to restrain these suddenly acquired powers. To achieve this, I just need the support of influential figures from the real world. My position on the leaderboards will attract them to seek me out on their own. World Player Contribution Ranking. Number 1. Luo Si Contribution, 3,000. Number 2. Han Tuan Hai Contribution, 450. Number 3. Liu Diem Contribution, 490. Number 4. Van Nien Contribution, 480. After all, I'm in the top spot right now. Anyone can see that I'm the lord of this terrifying game. Other notifications appeared one after another. Clearance players receive E-rank all attribute activation card. Attributes received. Strength level 1. Agility level 1. Stamina level 1. Mana level 1. Everyone exclaimed happily, "So this is what it feels like to get stats." "I feel so much lighter. It's amazing. I feel so full of power." "Over here!" Tuvan also exclaimed. "I got a notification panel too, Tuvan LV1. Strength LV1, Agility LV4, Stamina LV2, Mana LV1. Zheng Yong said smugly, "The increase in attribute points certainly makes me feel a lot stronger." Su Zheng Yong, Level 1. Strength Level 2. Agility Level 2. Stamina Level 2. Mana Level 1. Luo Si, on the other hand, was bewildered when he saw the notification. He thought, strength level. At 15 compared to them, mine is absurdly high. The contribution reward for clearing a stage differs based on one's contribution. Rewards are generated based on contribution. Tuvan said, "I have such a low contribution score, I probably won't get a reward." Zheng Yong gritted his teeth in regret. "If only I'd acted sooner, maybe I could have gotten a higher contribution score." Luo Si mused, "Truthfully, even I don't know what the reward will be. After all, in my past life, I never had such a high contribution score for clearing a stage." Over here, a notification appeared for Tuvan. Player Tuvan contribution 0.025%. Reward received E-rank strength attribute card. He was astonished. "I actually have a chance to increase my stats." Zheng Yong said, "I got 2 cards, so this is what contribution does." Player Shu Zheng Yong contribution 0.075%. Reward received. E-rank strength attribute card. E-rank stamina attribute card. He then looked up at Luo, Ixi in front of him, and wondered, the boss's contribution score is so high. What will he get? Just how amazing will his reward be? Luo Si looked at the cards and said, "How interesting. This is the first time I've ever received something like this." Player Luo Si contribution 99.9%. Rewards received. E-rank plus max all attributes card. Effect instantly raises all attributes to level 10. 4 special player job cards. Effect, freely change your job with a chance to obtain a top-tier S-rank job. Special permanent team formation card. Effect, allows the user to summon any 2 players into the dungeon they are currently in. Luo Si was internally ecstatic. "With this team formation card, I can build my own power base. Not bad at all." Suddenly, the room began to shake violently. Everyone shouted, "What's happening? An earthquake!" "No, that's not right. Everyone look over there." "The dungeon scenery is disappearing. Does this mean we can return to the real world?" Luo Si calmly replied, "That's right. After finishing the game, we can return to reality and rest for a bit. The moment all of you entered the game, the world underwent a drastic change. Something wants to destroy our world, which is why this death game was created." Tuvan shouted in shock. "This game was created?" Zheng Yong was stunned. "Unbelievable," Luo Si declared loudly. "Everyone, please give it your all in the next dungeon. Clear the dungeon, kill the boss, and obtain power. Go and get the power needed to defeat those despicable things. And protect our world," Tuvan asked doubtfully. "Protect!" Zheng Yong exclaimed. "What a terrifying declaration." A red notification rang out. Player Luo Si ranked number 1 on the World Player Contribution Ranking receives a reward. A special S-rank card. Special S-rank card. This power surpasses even the gods, so please use it wisely. Suddenly, a dark figure appeared, a man with white wings. He said mysteriously, "Just keep watching. If he continues to be this outstanding, I suppose I could grant him some of my divine power?" Meanwhile, Lok Hee suddenly jolted awake. He sat up thinking, "I hope someone out there will listen to what I have to say. To save the world, I am going to need the strength of many more people." Just then, a nurse walked in. Seeing him, she jumped and exclaimed, "He's awake! Doctor, he's woken up." The doctor looked at the chart and said, "He's lucid, and all vital signs are normal. It seems there's nothing seriously wrong. You were in a coma for 3 days, falling unconscious. Imammed, at the same time as hundreds of thousands of others. But you're the first one to wake up. How could it be such a coincidence? Hundreds of thousands of people all across the globe, all falling into a coma at the exact same time. Do you know anything about this?" Hearing the doctor, he simply replied coldly, "Where is my mother?" Soon after, he was sitting by a hospital bed where his mother lay still in a coma. The doctor explained from behind him, "She fell into a deep coma on the same day as you. Everything appears normal, but she has yet to wake up. If we assess it from a medical perspective, your mother is now in a vegetative state. He looked at his mother in silence, thinking, just like in my past life, she was chosen to be one of the first players. The player selection for the day of confinement doesn't happen all at once. It pulls humanity into the game in waves. Those who fail are turned into vegetables. Forever. Now that I've been reborn, the most important thing is to free my mother from this suffering, and to give her a good life. In my pocket, I have a special S-Class card number 1. Its name is Freedom. Its ability is to select one of the players and prevent the day of confinement from choosing that person. It's the only chance to escape the day of confinement completely. But is this what Mom would really want? What's more, the user also gains the ability to enter or exit game instances. I have to use this card now to set my mother free. After that, the card in his hand flew into the air, emitting a brilliant light. Startled, the doctor beside him shielded his eyes. So bright! What's going on? When the light faded, he opened his eyes in terror. His eyes widened as he stammered, "How is this possible?" Lackey's mother sat up, asking in confusion, "Why am I here, little she?" Before the doctor could process what had happened, Lakai rushed forward and hugged her tightly. He said joyfully, "Starting today, Mom, you're going to be okay." The doctor standing nearby couldn't believe his eyes, thinking, is this a miracle elsewhere on the player contribution leaderboard? O for players worldwide. Rank 1. Lock high 3,000 contribution points. As they read the announcement, two mysterious figures spoke in unison. The number 1 ranked player in the world. We absolutely have to recruit this person. In another place, a mysterious voice echoed upon seeing the rankings. In the future, this person might just become the new lord of this world. Lackey's mother sat on the bed and spoke gently. Little she, I really went to a terrifying amusement park. There were all kinds of monsters, and lots of other people too. And the monsters just kept chasing us. Lakai handed her a peeled tangerine, smiling. And then what? He thought to himself, so what Mom experienced was just the amusement park-style tutorial instance. She reached for the tangerine and said, "Then I saw a monster. It reached its claws toward me. And then my vision went black. I couldn't see anything." She then turned and gently stroked Lackey's head, continuing, "When I opened my eyes again, the first thing I saw was you, little she. It was such a bizarre dream." He smiled, thinking, Mom, that was no dream. Suddenly, a frantic scream echoed from outside the door. "Shizi, I got isekai'd." Lackey thought to himself, that's Tukan's voice. Just like in my past life, he managed to clear the stage and wake up. Lak Tukan burst through the door, shouting cheerfully, "Shizi, I was transported into a game world just like a manga protagonist for real. But there were a bunch of other people with me, including this super strong guy and girl. They carried me through the stage." Hearing this, Lackey's mother asked, "Little Khan, did you have a strange dream too?" He thought with a sense of helplessness. After all these years, Kanzi's 8th grader syndrome hasn't gotten any better at all. He then stood up, pushed Tukan toward the door, and turned to his mother. "Mom, you just woke up. You should get some rest. Kanzi and I will talk outside." She replied gently, "All right." Outside, Tukan yelled, "Jizi, you don't believe me. Everything I said was true. That game world even has a name." Lackey sat down calmly and said, "It's called the Day of Confinement, isn't it?" He was stunned and immediately asked, "How did you know?" Lackey explained, "You must realize that those things can become reality, can't you? Open the World Player Contribution Leaderboard." Dumbfounded, Tukan said, "System, open the World Player Contribution Leaderboard." He then opened the leaderboard and gasped in shock. Tukan's eyes widened as he stammered, "The number 1 person on the list is—" Lakai smirked with satisfaction and replied, "That's right." The system displayed rank 1 Lakai. At that moment, he sat in a chair with his arms crossed, looking smug as he declared, "That would be me." Tukan's eyes bulged as he screamed, "Shizi, you're the top-ranked player in the entire world model." I was half expecting that when I sat up, a card would appear in my hand and I'd calmly say, "And after I use this card, then you'd receive the next piece of information." A golden light appeared around him. Lahai silently commanded, "System, use the player class card." The system announced, "Player Lahai has used the player class card." Drawing a class. Lahai calmly looked around, thinking, every class in the Day of Confinement is incredibly powerful because class cards are extremely rare. It's just that these classes need to be leveled up. In the beginning, they're weak, but their future potential is limitless. What's more, there are 3 classes that are the strongest. One is the Elemental Emissary, which can advance to the 4 symbols ultimatum. This is a powerful class that can control the 4 elements wind, fire, water, and lightning. Another is the Blood Dragon's Descendant, which can advance to become the Supreme Black Flame Dragon King. This class allows one to transform into a giant dragon that spews destructive black flames. And the last one is the Seeker of Mastery, which can advance to become the Timeless Sage. This class grants the ability to travel through time and control the timeline. This is the most powerful class, and on top of that, it has never appeared before. I only saw a few lines about it in the system information from my past life. Drawing a class is random. I wonder what mine will be. The system announced Omni Trainee. As Lahai saw this, he thought in shock, it really is a class I've never even heard of. The system announced, Player Lahai has successfully changed his class. Lehigh, Class Omni Trainee, Class Talent Weapon Resonance, Effect. Those who have changed their class begin to perceive the principles flowing through all things. They can transcend physical memory and deeply empathize with Ki to achieve a state of mind and technique as one. The system displayed Omni Trainee with many question marks below it. Lehigh's eyes widened as he thought, a normal class only has 3 advancements, but this one has an S-rank advancement difficulty. The advancement difficulty of this class far surpasses any I've heard of. I wonder what kind of power the Omni Trainee will have after its final advancement, even for a player like me who was once the strongest, and I'm a little excited and curious. Back to Toucan, he continued to shout in a panic, Hi, Tu! You actually became the first person in the world to change classes. He stammered, Hi, Tu! You! The system announced Player Lehigh has successfully changed his class. Becoming the first player to change class, reward 500 contribution points. Lehigh calmly asked, What about me? Toucan suddenly rushed over and hugged Lehi's leg, his eyes sparkling as he yelled, Hi, Tu, take me with you for the sake of our childhood friendship, please. Suddenly a nurse appeared. She stammered, Did I come at a bad time? He quickly pushed Toucan away and replied, Is something wrong? Lehigh silently guessed, I remember now. When I wake up this time, the nurse will come to demand payment for the hospital bills. In my previous life, because of this, I ended up in a lot of trouble. The nurse quickly replied, Lehigh, your mother's hospital bills for the last 6 months are due. You are currently more than a month late on the payment. Hearing this, Toucan immediately took out his card and said, Hi, Tu. I still have a few thousand on my salary card. How about I lend it to you for now? Lehigh replied, No need. I have a way. Then he looked at his hand and thought, In my past life to earn money, I made deals with powerful figures and worked as their bodyguard. After all, a player's physical constitution is far superior to a normal person's. In short, first, I must shift the burden on my mother's shoulders onto my own. I won't be a burden to anyone ever again. Suddenly, the nurse's phone rang. She quickly said, I'm so sorry, then turned away to answer it. Hello! A moment later, she exclaimed in surprise, Really? When the call ended, the nurse joyfully turned back and said loudly, Lehi, you don't have to worry anymore. Someone helped you pay a very large sum of money. It's enough to keep you in the hospital for 100 years. She pointed at Toucan and said, And the patient with the buzz cut, too. Yours is covered, too. He looked bewildered. Huh, the patient with the buzz cut. Toucan immediately shouted, Hey, I'm not a mental patient. I'm just here visiting a friend. Suddenly a voice echoed from the end of the hall. Room 226 is over there. Just then, Trio Ming, Buk Tui, and Buk Veet walked over together. Trio Ming cheerfully began, Excuse me, where can we find Mr. Lehigh? Toucan asked blankly. And who are you? Trio Ming asked. Are you his friends? Buk Tui continued. We have important business with him. Buk Viet beside them added, If possible, please help us contact Mr. Lehigh. Seeing them appear, Lehigh smiled and thought to himself, I didn't expect them to get here so quickly. The big shots who were dragged into the day of confinement. Lehi spoke up. Why is everyone looking for Lehi? Toucan stroked his chin silently, sizing them up in his head. Judging by how they're dressed, these people are all VIPs. Are they here because Haitu is ranked #1 in the world now? But then again, how much would 100 years of hospital fees even be? And why pay for 100 years for me? I'm not even staying in the hospital. The nurse whispered to hint to him that they had paid the hospital fees. Lehigh replied, Thanks for the reminder. I already knew it was them. Her eyes widened in shock. You already knew. He smiled and said calmly, I am Lehi. Tru Min's expression remained unchanged as he thought, no wonder he's the world's #1 player. He's so calm in our presence. I just didn't expect him to be so young. Lahai cast a calculating gaze at the group. They were all powerful figures. They hold influence in the worlds of politics and business. Trio Min, head of the Y Nation's national group. A true wielder of great power and also a rising star changing the world. Ding Nyut Van, CEO of S International Group, a rising Bawang star in the tech field. Furthermore, this organization works closely with the military. Tang Thi Lam, the head of the X-Swoyang Group, an international corporation that controls enormous energy and mineral resources in many countries around the world, possessing immense influence. Trio Min takes the initiative, extending a hand and speaking. I've heard so much about you, Mr. Lakhai. Not Van also greets him at the same time. It's a pleasure to meet you. The Lam speaks up. I don't think you know the three of us very well, Mr. Lakhi. Allow me to introduce us. He immediately replies, no, I know who you are. Let's get straight to the point. He's completely shocked, thinking to himself, he actually knows who we are. He narrows his eyes. As expected of the world's #1 player, he's truly extraordinary. She gives a satisfied smile. Very good. This man is much more interesting than I imagined. The Lam gently steps aside and says, in that case, if you would please come with us, Mr. Lakhai. This isn't a suitable place to talk. We've already made preparations. Lakhi decisively turns and walks away. No need for all that trouble. Let's just talk in the doctor's office. Trio Ming and Nyut Van exchange a look, coming to a silent agreement. He has to follow him. All right, then, we'll listen to Mr. Lakhai. She gently strokes her chin, making an assessment in her mind. This man refuses to give up control. He looks at Lakhi in utter amazement. This guy Hai Tu is a real beast. 10 minutes ago, I couldn't even believe that Lakhi was still a poor patient who couldn't afford his hospital bills. He suddenly turns his head and says to Tukan, Kantu, bring that dungeon guide I gave you. You're coming with us too. He's instantly stunned. Huh, me, am I even qualified? This. Do I really need to bring the level clearing book? Lakhi stares at Tukan. You didn't read it. He immediately feels a pang of guilt. I thought you were joking, so I threw it in the trash can on my way downstairs. Tukan frantically rushes off to find it. I'll go get it right now. He curses inwardly, annoyed. No wonder Khan Tu and his mom didn't get any benefits in the newbie dungeon. This kid, Khan Tu, sooner or later I'm gonna have to give him a couple of punches. Thilam quietly asks, Mr. Lakhi, this level clearing book you mentioned, is it? Lakhi turns away and calmly replies, That's right. It's the complete walkthrough for the newbie player dungeon. Trio Min cries out in shock. How is that possible? Nyut Van says doubtfully. This game has only just begun. How could you have possibly written something like that? She adds, Mr. Lakhi, please don't joke about things like this. He looks back and gives a meaningful smile. Whether it's real or not, you'll all find out as soon as he gets back. Not long after, in a room under heavy guard by many bodyguards. The hospital director actually called me personally and told me to give my office to them. Just what kind of VIPs are these people? Inside the room, he reads the book and can't help but shout, It's really true! This is a record of the game instance I experienced. The monster types, their weaknesses, and even the hidden rules are all written down with perfect clarity. Thilam is just as stunned. I see my game instance in here, too. He looks at the book, shocked. Mine's in here as well. Everything written inside is real. Unbelievable. Tukan leans in and whispers to Lakhi, Hi, Tu. Is everything you wrote in there for real? He replies, If you had listened to me, you might have had a spot on the world rankings, too. Hearing Lakhi say that, he weeps silently. I missed out on a massive opportunity. Trio Ming suddenly stands up straight. Mr. Lakhai, please forgive our rudeness. Nyut Van says earnestly, Initially, we wanted to invite you to join our group. But now it seems, she continues, your abilities are far beyond what we imagined. We're simply not qualified. He crosses his arms and smiles smugly. And what's more? Thilam glances at the book in his hand. It's like you're a prophet who knows everything. Lakhai slowly closes his eyes and calmly replies, You could say I have a bit of a knack for it. He thinks to himself, In my past life, the survivors would often gather together for support, meticulously recording their experiences on forums to figure out how to beat the game. I memorized all the rules of every instance. I never expected my efforts from a past life would actually be useful in defeating those evil gods. But I'm going to need more help for that. Lakhai asks plainly, So what do you want from me now? The three of them look at each other, reaching a silent consensus. All three of them bow in unison and say solemnly, "We would like to invite you, Mr. Lak-hai, to be our consultant." Trio Min continues, "And for everything related to the forbidden game of the sun, we need your help. That near-death feeling last time was absolutely terrifying." Nat Van says, afraid, "If we have your help, Mr. Lak-hai, and the next time it definitely won't be so disastrous." Her face pales. "We're definitely going to be dragged into the forbidden sun again. We don't want to die." Tukan quickly glances at Lak-hai, thinking, "Hi, Tu." He lifts his head slightly and says, "As long as you agree, Mr. Lak-hai, we will meet any condition you name. We'd also agree," he smirked, "to making you a consultant for everyone. It's not impossible." His eyes suddenly lit up with excitement as he thought, "Hi, Tu, you look so damn cool right now." Tukan pondered thoughtfully. Haitu's family has been poor for so many years, so his top priority must be to get some money out of this. That way he won't have to struggle anymore and he can stop going to work every day. "I have to go on a wild spending spree with Haitu." Lak-hai arrogantly made his offer. "If you want my help, you must agree to my 3 conditions." Tukan marveled. "That's Haitu for you, turning one simple wish into 3. Now this is a real pro. I'm still such an amateur." On the other side, Tru Min Bak Viet and Bak Tui were ecstatic. "Even if it's 30 or 300 conditions, we'll agree." "Please just tell us." Tukan panicked. "Oh no, this is bad. Lak-hai isn't asking for enough." Lak-hai stated his first condition, the beginner's guide that you all have, publicize it. Newspapers are fine. Online is fine too. There are no restrictions on the method. Hearing this, Trio Min was puzzled. "This kind of life-saving treasure, you want us to just publicize it?" Bak Viet was also curious. "The business value of this guide is far beyond what you can imagine." Bak Tui agreed. "That's right. That game is incredibly dangerous. No one would dare gamble with their own life." Lak-hai continued speaking. "These things that you all consider so precious, am I not letting you all see them for free?" His words left the 3 of them speechless. Bak Tui stammered and Trio Min agreed. "You are truly very generous." Lak-hai explained seriously. "What I'm pursuing is different from what you all want. I don't just want to save you 3, I want to save many more people. If you can't even agree to the first condition, then there's nothing more to discuss." Lak-hai's words were resolute. This made Trio Min think, he's not putting on an act. Bak Viet thought with admiration. A person like this is truly rare in the world, to be unmoved when faced with such immense benefits. Bak Tui was also praising him internally, so cool and such a kind heart. He's truly a rare kind of good man. Finally, all 3 of them bowed deeply in respect. "We agree to your first request. Moreover, it will be announced to the entire world, with the utmost speed." Lak-hai continued with his demands. "Good! My second condition is that you must establish a player management bureau and create a set of rules to manage the players. The goal is to control the players who have gained superhuman abilities and stop them from destroying the established way of life, from destroying the world." Hearing the second request, Min and Bak Viet were delighted. "Please rest assured, we were already planning on doing this. We will not allow players with immense power to bully ordinary citizens." Seeing that everything was proceeding smoothly, Lak-hai stated his final demand. "Good. One final condition. This one might be—" Seeing him hesitate, the 3 of them grew suspicious. "Is it an extremely difficult condition? Could it be that Mr. Lak-hai wants something so momentous that even we would struggle to achieve it?" On the other side, Tukan was anxious. "Haitu, hurry up and ask for the money. This is my one and only wish." Haitu stated his request. "I want a house. It doesn't need to be too big. I don't want to continue living with my mother in the psychiatric hospital. I hope that she can live a normal life." The request was so simple that it left all 3 of them stunned. "That's all?" Tukan clutched his head and sighed in exasperation at his friend's final request. Lak-hai was still hesitant. "If it's too difficult to arrange, then I'll just stay at the hospital." He thought to himself, "It's a personal request after all. This feels awful. I don't want to feel like a beggar." However, contrary to his expectations, the other 3 happily accepted. "Don't say things like that. We agree to this request 10,000%. Please allow us to prepare a house for you." Seeing how excited they were, he felt shy. "All right, but there's no need for all of you to get so worked up." Immediately, the 3 of them composed themselves. Our apologies, Mr. Lock-Hai. We were rude. We are truly sorry. In fact, the three of them had already been thinking the same thing. Trio Min rejoiced internally. Of the three conditions, this is by far the simplest one. Bak Viet thought, moreover, it's the kind of request that will make it easiest to build a relationship with him. Bak Tui glanced at the other two. Don't even think about stealing this from me, you two. Lock-Hai stood up. I have given my three conditions. I have something else to do, so I'm heading back to my room now. He thought to himself, considering the time she should be arriving soon. Furthermore, Lock-Hai turned to leave. The countdown to the restart of the day of confinement is almost here. Hearing this, everyone was startled. What? A system notification appeared. System, congratulations to all players for surviving the novice instance. This is a priority privilege that you have earned. The next day of confinement will begin. Countdown initiated. In the room, everyone except Lock-Hai cried out in surprise. It actually appeared the priority privilege. So this is what it meant. We can actually see it. 72 hours. That means we have 3 days left. Lock-Hai glanced back. Once you've fulfilled my conditions, I'll write the guide for all the instances in the second round. Hurry up, you only have 3 days. The three of them bowed in unison and replied, Yes, Mr. Lock-Hai. From outside, a sound rang out. All eyes turned toward its source. A guard cautiously pushed the door open and stepped inside. Sir, someone is asking to... Bak Viet was furious. Didn't I say that we were not to be disturbed? Even if government officials show up, you have to tell them to wait outside. The guard stammered hesitantly, but she said she's Mr. Luo Si's girlfriend. The moment he finished speaking, Bak Viet Trio Min and Bak Tui were stunned in complete disbelief. Toucan wailed as he rushed towards CZ. How could you date someone behind my back, you bastard? Luo Si grabbed Toucan by the head. Shut your mouth. Stop saying things that'll give people the wrong idea. Besides, I'm not dating anyone. A guard's voice rang out. Miss, you can't go in there. The person entering was Tio Mi holding a bouquet of flowers. She ran happily towards Luo Si. Long time no see. Toucan's face soured with annoyance. So it's her. She actually has the nerve to show her face here. Trio Min wondered. So this is Mr. Luo Si's girlfriend. Bak Tui silently judged her. Her looks are pretty average. Luo Si's face darkened. It's you. So that's how it is. But an unpleasant memory surfaced. She had once looked at him with contempt. You psycho, what gives you the right to like me? She had mocked him in front of everyone. This is hilarious. Luo Si fumed. Back in school, a lot of people thought I liked her, even though I only saw her as a friend back then. And now, she's a player too. Tio Mai flashed a bright smile. Luo Si, it's been so long. These flowers are for you. It was all my fault back then. Everyone noticed the strange look in Luo Si's eyes. It seems like he doesn't like this girl. I need to block this nuisance for Luo Si. Toucan rushed to stand in front of Luo Si. Get out of here. What right do you have to say something like that? You were the one who humiliated Shizi in front of everyone. Tumi's face changed. We were young and didn't know any better. I know I was wrong now. Luo Si understood her true intentions. He asked, You only came looking for me after you saw the rankings, didn't you? Hearing him expose her, her face darkened. Bak Tui frowned. So that's what this is about? What a pragmatic woman. Tio Mi quickly tried to explain. It's true, but Luo Si, even if I rejected you back then, you can't just leave me to die, can you? Hearing her shameless words, Toucan retorted angrily, Rejected. It was humiliation and slander. Use the right words. Luo Si reminded him softly. Kanzi, this is a hospital. Keep your voice down. We should go. Toucan fell silent. The two of them walked past Tio Mi. Luo Si corrected her. And another thing. I only ever saw you as a friend. I never liked you. Still shameless, Tio Mi turned back. Luo Si, you're just being stubborn, aren't you? If you just help me, I can be your girlfriend. But as she tried to chase after them, saying, Luo Si, I'll never leave your side. Two bodyguards immediately blocked her path. The two bodyguards were like giant walls, making it impossible for her to move. Tio Mi ordered, Get out of my way. I'm Luo Si's girlfriend. At that moment, Trio Min spoke up. Miss, Mr. Luo Si doesn't seem to want anything to do with you. Bak Tui agreed. Stop trying to make yourself look good. Mr. Luo Si never said you were his girlfriend. She ordered, Escort this young lady out. Mi was forcibly removed from the room by the two guards. She struggled. "Let go of me. I'm Luo Shi's woman." Tukan took the opportunity to jeer. "Feels good, doesn't it, Shizi? So satisfying." Luo Shi recalled his past life. According to my memories, she should already be in the hospital room. As Luo Shi approached the door, it swung open. Inside, the silhouette of a familiar girl gradually appeared. Ngoni turned around to look, her eyes wide with surprise. Luo Shi's mother said happily, "Little Shi, come here quickly." "Little Nui came to visit you again." Ngoni stood up and explained, "Auntie said you had to step out for a bit. I didn't have anything to do, so I thought I'd help out." Luo Shi finally broke into a gentle smile. "It's been a long time." Ngoni was puzzled. "A long time? I think I just came by last week." An image from his past life flashed in his mind, Ngonai lying in a pool of blood. "Ah, Shi, you have to keep living. You must—" Suddenly, Luo Shi pulled her into a tight embrace, swearing an oath to himself. "This life. I will never let anyone important to me leave my side again." Ngoni was so flustered by his action that she couldn't react while her face turned beet red. Behind them, Luo Shi's mother smiled gently as she witnessed the scene. Standing outside, Tukan wondered, are they really just friends? Something feels off. The scene changes to night. As the moon rose high, peeking through the window, Luo Shi woke up while everyone else was asleep. He was silently grateful that the hospital had proactively moved him and his mother to a better room. Their influence, Trio Min's family, is truly immense. The system was still displaying a countdown with more than 63 hours remaining. He checked. 3 hours. The next dungeon run will probably be the same as in my past life. He pondered thoughtfully. After my class change, I got the key resonance skill. It gives me a different feeling about everything I touch. As he touched the edge of the bed, for instance, like this, he silently activated the ability. After activating it, the ability seemed to be analyzing the object. And then, my understanding of this hospital bed has deepened. For example, the second screw on the left leg is about to fall out. He deactivated the ability. It's a shame there are no weapons in the hospital. Otherwise, I could see to what extent I can analyze them. Then suddenly a voice rang out, "Luo Shi, you have earned the right to participate in this god's experiment." Luo Shi was stunned. It was the same voice that had often appeared in his head since he was born. He called out into the void, "Who are you?" "What right?" The voice replied, "You will know who I am." But then a black streak suddenly appeared before Luo Shi's eyes. That black streak transformed into a human figure and said you could decide for yourself whether you wanted to undergo this god's trial. Lackey seized the opportunity. "You have the power that can help me defeat the evil god. If I don't do this now, then when?" He immediately agreed. "I will pass your trial. Let's begin." The mysterious voice let out a terrifying laugh. "Very well, then, let's begin." A portal opened. "If you can pass the trial, you will return to this world. If not, you will remain in the trial space forever." As Lackey stepped through the portal, he thought, "Even I have never seen this kind of power before. A mysterious god. I have to pass a trial just to leave. So what will the reward be for passing?" The portal brought him to a strange place. The mysterious voice rang out, "The trial grounds have been constructed." A loud explosion followed, accompanied by a great flash of light. Lakhai had been brought to the trial site. Tense, he cautiously observed his surroundings. In front of him stood a massive but gloomy palace. Lakhai wondered, a palace? He didn't have to wait long. The black shadow from before reappeared. It announced, "The trial's objective is very simple. Kill your opponent within 10 minutes and you can leave." After speaking, it vanished into wisps of green smoke, leaving him with only one message. "Remember, using your wisdom to discover things is the only way to achieve victory." As Lackey listened intently to every single word, a sudden announcement rang out. "Your trial begins now." From behind a hazy mist, a figure faintly appeared. The system provided information. The vow keeper Kumu, the strongest swordsman, absolutely cannot be wounded. Trial time countdown 9 minutes and 59 seconds remaining. Lakhai looked at the giant in front of him and thought, "So, this is my opponent." Lakhai smiled faintly. The strongest player versus the strongest swordsman. Interesting. A sword rose from the ground. This was the weapon bestowed upon him for the fight. Lakhai happily grasped the hilt. I was just bummed that I had nowhere to test my chi resonance. He tried to activate his skill on the sword, but the system announced, "This item is not a real artifact. cannot resonate. Lak Hai looked at the sword and came to a conclusion. I see. Key resonance can only be performed on real artifacts. This sword is just an illusion. He threw a challenge toward his opponent. If that's the case, then let's not waste any more time. Let's clear this trial in one go. Lak Hai said confidently, Let me see what the strongest swordsman is made of. Lucas swung his giant sword, unleashing a powerful blow. The two swords clashed. Lak Hai praised not bad strength. Both were now evenly matched, neither giving an inch. Once again, Lucas's sword attacked. Watching the speed of the strike, Lak Hai marveled silently. He's using such a huge sword, yet his moves are so fast and powerful. Lucas's attack speed showed no sign of slowing. Lak Hai quickly noticed his strange fighting stance. That's the starting stance for a finishing blow. Lucas unleashed a series of powerful attacks. However, Lak Hai quickly flew up to dodge. While dodging, Lak Hai also attacked. The finishing blow is powerful, but the opening is even bigger. The victor has been decided. He aimed straight for the swordsman's neck. He's just an illusion, same as my sword. He had no intention of holding back. Killing him presented no psychological barrier. Lak Hai's sword made a sharp, clean cut across the swordsman Lucas's neck. He looked at the wound. That should have been a fatal blow. However, Lucas was completely unharmed. It was then that Lak Hai remembered, the strongest swordsman absolutely will not be wounded. The swordsman immediately rushed forward to counterattack. Lak Hai quickly took a defensive stance. His mind raced with thoughts. So that's what it meant. He can't be killed by anyone. He quickly sought a new battle plan. I have to find a way to kill him other than by striking him down. By now, only half the time was left. Countdown 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining. Lak Hai was at a loss. What should I do? The swordsman continued his assault while Lak Hai had to constantly dodge. Time kept ticking away. 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining. Lak Hai recalled the hint he received when he first arrived. Using wisdom to discover new things is the only way to win. He believed that important hint would definitely be useful. Suddenly, Lak Hai spotted a skeleton behind Lucas. A skeleton. It seemed Lak Hai had found the answer. He's protecting this skeleton. Finally, he found the solution. I understand now. The eyeless vow-keeper. From afar, a pair of eyes was still watching the battle. It seems he isn't qualified to receive this god's blessing after all, no matter what swordsmanship is used. It is absolutely impossible to kill the eyeless vow-keeper. With only 2 minutes and 19 seconds left on the countdown, Lak Hai slashed straight down from above. But he didn't attack Lucas, instead shattering his blindfold. The person watching the battle was also surprised by Lak Hai's action. He's not trying to kill him, but is instead... Lak Hai stopped his attack. He said, Eyeless vow-keeper, open your eyes and see. The person you wanted to protect has long been a skeleton. Lucas turned his head. He found that just as Lak Hai said, the person he was protecting had become a skeleton. He let out a few pained groans. Lucas embraced the skeleton, weeping ceaselessly. Then both the man and the skeleton faded into nothingness. Trial time countdown, 51 seconds remaining. Lak Hai declared, the answer was in that sentence. The vow-keeper cannot be killed. He failed simply because he saw his vow. He vanished on his own. Giving me a weapon from the start was just a way to mislead me. Am I right, you who hides in the mist? The voice from within the mist spoke with excitement. Excellent. The simpler it is, the harder it is to see ya. But you did it. A flash of light appeared. I am willing to bestow my true blessing upon you. You, Lak Hai, have earned this right. The mysterious being behind the mist summoned an enormous source of power from the heavens. Lak Hai wondered, a blessing. What kind of power will I receive in the end? Within a vortex of energy, Lak Hai stood amidst illusions. The voice of the mysterious man rang out. Lak Hai, the true trial. You must now face it. Hearing those words, you're wondering what this means? This is a true trial. A mysterious monster speaks up. If you wish to receive a blessing, you must withstand the power of the gods. Go on, feel the spiritual impact from all living beings. Suffering, indignation, joy, sorrow. These are the prayers of billions of souls. Suddenly, Lak Hai's entire body falls into a deep pit filled with fragments. Inside that pit are entangled corpses. They were crowded together in a grotesque way. As his body floated down, it was as if a hand reached out to catch him. That was how Lak Hai felt the emotions on the thread of the trial. So the power of the gods comes from the faith of mortals on earth. It's the process of experiencing birth, aging, sickness, and death. A truly formidable power, Lok Hai mused. His pale face and eyes became lifeless. Tears and blood flowed continuously. Keep going like this. Keep going like this. Suddenly, Lok Hai opened his eyes with a savage smile. I will obtain this great power. I can't help but laugh out loud. I will gain the support of Earth's gods to fight back against you invading evil gods. This is the final impact. No one can withstand it. The glowing energy created a dazzling overlapping effect. At this moment, the monster found it too quiet and thought, he's fallen, hasn't he? But who would have thought within that light? Lak He was in a fighting stance, leaving it stunned. He didn't fall. He curled his lips into a savage smile. Is that all you've got? Seeing this, the monster provoked him. Interesting. Interesting. As expected of you. As expected of the one we have our eyes on. You have received the blessing of 4 gods. Lak He remembered the names of the 4 gods. Furthermore, once you gain their affirmation, the true ultimate blessing will descend upon you. His face, covered in wounds, now radiated killing intent. Your name, the ultimate blessing. Suddenly, in the next second, it vanished, leaving Lak Hai stunned. Your name. You haven't told me your name yet. Now he lay in a hospital bed, sweat streaming down his face. Wasn't that a blessing from that thing? What was it? Lak Hai quickly looked at the newly updated system screen. The screen announced that he had received a special blessing, Spiritual Guardian. He would be permanently immune to any and all mental type abilities. The blesser, Archangel Gabriel. Lak He was shocked. Gabriel? So that's his name. This blessing must be the one I didn't recognize before. Immune to any and all mental type abilities. But now I'm more interested in the them that Gabriel mentioned and that ultimate blessing. To think that the mental illness tormenting me was actually a group of gods from Earth. So the power to save the world was hidden in my symptoms. At that moment, a countdown appeared on the screen. Time, 23 hours, 49 minutes, and 23 seconds. Toucan's jaw dropped as he yelled, "There's even a video version." Lak He grabbed his few strands of hair and reminded him, "This is a hospital." Toucan hurriedly explained, "I just got too excited. Look, this is a simulated dungeon clip they made. It looks pretty real." Just then, Lak He's mother walked in and smiled. "They have such a good relationship." Lak He spoke up, "Trio Min's group is very efficient." In less than 2 days, promotional clips for the initial dungeon were all over the internet, and they even partnered with the government to establish a special action bureau to manage the players. The system reported the World Player Contribution Ranking. First place Lak Hai Contribution Score, 3,500. Second place Han Tuan Hai Contribution Score, 500. Third place Lu Vien Contribution Score, 490. Pham Tu Van Ien Contribution Score, 480. He stroked his chin, pondering, I wonder if this storm I've stirred up will allow the already powerful players to spread their wings and soar even higher. Just then a nurse walked over and announced, Mr. Lak Hai, could you please come outside and see? There's a motorcade that says they're here to pick you up. Toucan poked his head out and peeked through the curtain. A motorcade to pick up Lak Hai, who would have thought. In the next second, his eyes went wide with delighted surprise. It was really a motorcade. In the courtyard below was a row of luxury cars with a team standing guard on both sides. As if speaking to a noble Bak Tui's voice came through, Mr. Toucan, could you please tell Mr. Lak Hai that we've come to take him to see his new residence? He held his head and jumped around. Hi, Tu. Those 3 brought a whole motorcade to pick you up, Lak Hai said in a low voice. I know, let's go down. Do all you rich people like making such a big scene? At that moment, his mother's face showed her concern. Tuhi, we can't do anything criminal. He walked by, picked up an apple, and said, Don't worry, Mom, I'm not committing any crimes. I'm going to save the world. She thought she misheard him and was stunned. What? Save the world? The nurse gave a forced smile. Mr. Lak Hai still likes to joke around. Lak Hai thought, Sooner or later you'll all know the truth. The guards on both sides bowed. This way, please, gentlemen. In the open space of a large, gold-plated mansion under a clear blue sky with a gentle breeze, a voice rang out. Mr. Lak Hai, this is a private villa that I've been searching for a long time. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains and clear water, and there's even a vegetable garden in the backyard. All the food is organic. Triu Ming smiled. There are also 16 bodyguards and 8 nannies on a 24-hour rotation. You and your mother will definitely be comfortable here. Toucan was flabbergasted. 16 bodyguards and 8 nannies on a 24-hour rotation. A private villa with its own garden. How much would a house like this cost? He introduced. This is my private residence. There's nothing like it on the market. Therefore, it's priceless, as long as you like it, Mr. Lakhai. Toucan shrieked. So it's priceless. One of a kind. Trio Min replied. That's right. He eagerly asked, can we go see the others? So you don't want this one either. Someone from the Trio family said, what a pity. Mr. Lakhai's vision is truly beyond my ability to predict. At that moment, 2 people were standing outside the mansion gate observing. Bak Viet spoke. Mr. Lakhai didn't even look at what the Trio family prepared. My chance has come. Bak Tui replied, is that so? I think it's my chance that has come. He said confidently, the one my family chose, there's not a single man, in the prime of his life, who could refuse. I will definitely win Mr. Lakhai's favor. Bak Viet continuously praised a talented young man like Mr. Lakhai, deserves a place that overlooks the entire city of Thansun to match his status. Toucan's eyes sparkled. You can really see the whole city. He was like a curious monkey in a world high above. Bak Viet enthusiastically introduced this house in the center of Thansun City as a landmark building designed by a world-renowned master architect. And this particular unit is the very best penthouse in the entire building. And I've also prepared a few other things for you, Mr. Luo Shi. Toucan wondered. There's more. No way. Then he was seen clapping his hands a few times. Come on out. I've selected 10 housemaids for Mr. Luo Shi. In walked young, beautiful women. Master. 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 Toucan was completely smitten. So many goddess-level beauties. The maids spoke with sweet voices. Master, we'll do whatever you want. Master, you're so handsome. Even Zhao Ming was caught off guard. Damn it, why didn't we think of this? At this moment, Bak Viet was brimming with confidence. No man could possibly refuse a house like this. Suddenly, Luo Shi tilted his head and requested, next place. Hearing this, the man froze as if turned to stone. How can this be? Bak Tui frowned thoughtfully. Mr. Luo is indeed different from other people. But at the same time, Zhao Ming was also making her own calculations. This means I still have a chance. She enthusiastically called out, Mr. Luo Shi, please follow me. The house I've chosen isn't as luxurious as this, but I hope you'll like it. On the way to the new house, Bak Tui explained, I did some research on a few things from your and your mother's past, Mr. Luo Shi. Bak Tui began gently, This place must feel very familiar to you, right? Luo Shi said in a low voice, familiar yet distant. Toucan quickly chimed in, Isn't this Shi's childhood home? To pay for Shi's medical treatments, this house was sold off. Zhao Ming and Bak Viet felt a sinking feeling. It's over. We're done for. She opened the door and explained, This house has passed through many hands and the layout was no longer the same, but I've tried my best to restore it to how it was and make it more comfortable. Just then, he observed his surroundings and thought, She was very thoughtful. The layout of the house is almost identical to my childhood memories. Thank you. Bak Tui waved her hand in response. You don't have to be so formal, Mr. Shi. It's my honor. The two of them, Zhao Ming and Bak Viet, had sorrowful faces, unable to believe they had lost so completely. Luo Shi tilted his head and ordered Toucan, take it out. He hurriedly dug around in his clothes. Oh, right. It's unclear what she saw, but her eyes went wide and her jaw dropped in utter shock. Toucan held out a notebook. The complete strategy guide for the second-floor instance dungeon that she finished writing these past few days. Only players who have cleared the tutorial dungeon will encounter these. Bak Tui found it a bit unbelievable. This, something so precious, was just tucked into his pants like that, Mr. Luo Shi? Are you planning to release this to everyone? Luo Shi replied in a low voice, No need. But you can select a few people who you feel are competent and give it to them. The game Day of Confinement requires players to figure things out for themselves. To become strong, lucky players who just barely pass the tutorial dungeon won't get very far, even with this. We need to select outstanding players. We just need to help new players adapt to the rules. That's enough. He emphasized, the truly excellent players will emerge on their own. Zhao Ming uttered, So that's how it is. With an admiring gaze, Bak Tui asked, I just don't know. What does Mr. Luo Shi want to do with these excellent players? Luo Shi said gravely, I need them to save this world with me. Bakvit chimed in. Yes, yes, what a grand ideal, she added. Mr. Luosi's ideals are truly extraordinary. System game notification. Countdown to the day of confinement begins. Day of confinement 2 minutes and 69 seconds. Toucan cheerfully boasted, Gee, I'm all prepared. I've brought a ton of all kinds of supplies. Luoshi hugged his mother and reassured her, I'll be back soon. She asked softly, Where are you kids going? Toucan quickly replied, We're going on an adventure in another world. Auntie La. His mother frowned, stunned, unable to believe what she had just heard. Countdown to the day of confinement 0 seconds. The countdown has ended. Selected players will now begin teleportation. We wish you a pleasant game. At that moment, the system began to configure the energy in the surroundings. Toucan said, See you in a bit, Auntie La. Luoshi tilted his head and reminded him, You can definitely clear this one on your own. I won't be carrying you this time. He replied confidently, Just you watch. See how I Lord Khan get on the leaderboard too. The system began the process of configuring the surrounding spatial energy. At that moment, a glowing energy enveloped his body. Luoshi thought with grim eyes, just like in my past life. The second instance dungeon is the Extreme Cold Apartment. The system then announced D-Rank Instance Extreme Cold Apartment. Scene has been constructed. Player souls loading. Complete. The people here are no chickens. Find the boss, defeat him, and then clear this place. Countdown to room opening 4 minutes 59 seconds. Lakhai thought maybe it's because of my past life that the system's hint is misleading. Clearing this dungeon isn't as simple as just finding the boss. I need someone absolutely trustworthy to team up with, because the real rule to clear this dungeon is to team up with a reliable teammate and separate the bosses from the highest floor to the lowest. You have to lure the two bosses and lead them to the middle floor so they meet. After all, the image of that guy stabbing me in the back in my past life is still fresh in my mind. Lakhai tosses a golden card. Come here, the one I trust. System activating special permanent card signal. Team building is now in effect. The system's energy brings No Nhi to the rendezvous point with Lakhai. She observes her surroundings, then sees Lakhai's face and is astonished. No Nhi's jaw drops as she says, Ahai, why are you here? Where am I? Lakhai speaks up. I was the one who invited you into my game dungeon. If I remember correctly, you should be on an island right now, and a few hints just popped up in front of you. This is Ngo Nhui. In my past life, when she became a player, her first rookie dungeon was an island survival type, that very same island dungeon. It left a huge scar on her that tormented her for the rest of her life. So the most important reason for pulling her into my dungeon is to change her fate. I can't let her suffer that kind of trauma again. Ngo Nhi is shocked. How did you know I was on a small island? She looks at the system panel. Oh, there are hints here too. Welcome player Ngo Nhui to the D-Rank dungeon. Extreme Cold Apartment. She wonders, this is the thing I've been seeing in online clips recently. What was it called again? You reply, the Day of Imprisonment. She remembers, right, that's it. Lakhai continues, I need an absolutely reliable ally, so I chose you. An announcement rings out. Countdown to room opening 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining. He suggests, in 2.5 minutes this door will open. You'll encounter some terrifying monsters. Nhi, are you willing to be my ally? Ngo Nhi is startled. It's just like that memory from back then. The memory flashes back to their childhood. A young boy holds out his hand to her. That boy was Lakhai. Are you willing to play with me? A warm ray of sunshine shone into her dark eyes. The little girl happily took the boy's hand. Back in the present, she smiles. Of course I'm willing this time, too. Have you memorized everything I told you? Lakhai turns around. Everything you said. I've memorized it all. Time flies by. Countdown to room opening 22 seconds remaining. Ngo Nhi says seriously, Don't worry, I remember it all. This is the Extreme Cold Apartment exploration game. Monsters will appear everywhere in here. Don't touch anything. This place isn't an apartment building. It's a maze. It has upper and lower floors. The way to clear it is to get the top floor boss to meet the two bosses from downstairs. He's satisfied. That's right, well then, I'm opening the door. She nods. Hi, I'll do my best to be a worthy ally. His hand grips the doorknob. Countdown to room opening 3 seconds remaining. What appears behind the door is a freezing hallway. The surrounding moisture has frozen into ice. Ngo Nhi shivers. It's so cold, colder than the room. Lak Hai reassures her. It'll be much better once you get some attributes. I know where to find a monster. Let's go there now. Suddenly, a shadowy figure appears running from the left. He's on guard. As expected, even the appearance of this traitor is exactly the same as in my past life. A green-haired guy holding a knife steps out shivering. Everyone, why is it so cold here? Aren't any monsters going to jump out all of a sudden? Upon seeing the two of them, he jumps and yells, "Living people," followed by joy. You guys are players too. But Lak Hai just stares at him coldly. Next, he's going to ask me to team up with him. He looks honest, which makes it easy for people to trust him. In reality, he's a piece of despicable, shameless scum who betrays his teammates. In my past life, he actively sought me out to form a team. He seemed gentle and friendly, but in every fight he would hide behind me. At the time, I just thought he was too weak. He stood behind me with a smug grin on his face. Lak Hai continues. But when I gave it my all to defeat the first-floor boss, he betrayed me without a second thought, just to snatch those few attribute cards. I almost died because of that, if it weren't for that person who stepped in to save me. Back in the present, he holds out his hand. This place looks pretty grim. How about we team up, that way we can help each other out? It'll be easier to deal with monsters if we run into any. This guy, I'll find a chance to kill him. This girl looks pretty good. I'll keep her for myself to enjoy. That sword isn't bad either. Much better than this knife of mine. Once I kill him, that sword will be mine too. He continues, don't be shy. In this game, we have to stick together to... Before he could finish his sentence, Lak Hai slashed at him. You stabbed me once before, so I'm returning the favor. The gash runs from his shoulder down to his stomach. He screams in pain. He says coldly, just like in my past life, I'll also leave you here to fend for yourself. Then he turns to Ngo Nui. Do you have any questions for me? She replies, no. You always have your reasons for doing things. Hearing this, he smiles. Then let's go. Let's find some attribute cards for you. She cheers, After the two leave, a pair of feet slowly approaches. It's a man whose appearance matches the intelligence reports. The #1 player on the world rankings is Lak Hai. The person who selflessly recommended a guide for the rookie dungeon is injuring people for no reason. His course of action is truly unpredictable. The system panel displays the world player contribution rankings. Number 33, Zilian. Number 34, Liu Mao. Number 35, IC, Lak Hai, is a subject worthy of my Liu Mao's close observation. At that moment in a room, a bizarre foot is dangling. The door is kicked open by Lak Hai. Don't worry. There's definitely a monster in here. Ngo Nui screams, Ahai, it's looking over here. The monster information panel appears. Hanged Spirit level 5. Strength level 5. Speed level 6. Stamina level 2. Mana level 1. The monster flips over and lunges at the two of them. A terrified Ngo Nui hides behind Lak Hai. Ahai! Its laughter, both horrifying and excited, rings out as it sees her expression. And look of utter disgust appears on his face. Shut up, you damned spirit! With just one slap, he sent it flying. To the monster's utter disbelief, it flew hard into the wall in front of it, and its indignant spirit flew out of the body. A skill card appeared. E-rank attribute card. Stamina attribute below level 1. Can be upgraded 1 level. A shocked Ngo Tu asked Lak Hai, Ahai, do you always fight monsters like that? Lak Hai rubbed his wrist and replied, Not really. There have been a few guys in the dungeons that gave me some trouble. This one was just especially weak, that's all. Excited Ngo Tu covered his mouth and laughed. The ones that even Ahai can't handle? Are they huge, powerful monsters like in the movies? He suddenly held a card out in front of her. Hold it in your hand and use your will to activate it. You'll get a player's attribute. Ngo Nui was startled and shook her head repeatedly. Ah, okay. She took it and smiled, thinking back on her wild thoughts. How could this apartment building possibly hold monsters like that? As Ngo Nui was speaking, the card suddenly started to glow. Use my will to activate it, like this. Will her entire body was enveloped in a blinding light. It really worked. A notification panel appeared. Player Ngo Nui, level 0. Stamina increased to level 1. Lak Hai, walking ahead, spoke up. You're a fast learner. We should go find the next door now. Following behind him, she replied softly, She raised her hand, looking at it and thinking to herself, After getting the attribute, I'm really not as cold anymore. She quickly walked to catch up and asked, hi, how are you so familiar with this game? Is it because you really like playing it? Lak He, who had been walking, suddenly stopped when he heard Ngo Nui's question. She also stopped short, looking at him with a confused expression. Model. Luo Xi's face was hidden in the shadows as he was about to say something. Wu was startled and quickly backed away. Hi, did I say something wrong? His expression remained grim as he answered her. This game isn't fun at all. I remember the only reason we're playing this game is... Luo Xi turned to look back, his face devoid of emotion, and continued, to destroy it. Wu was silent for a moment before speaking, although I don't understand why. I think Hai must have his reasons. Just as they were talking, a hand suddenly shot out. A grotesque monster lunged forward with a loud roar, startling her. His sharp eyes instantly snapped towards it. Luo Xi raised one hand and gripped the monster's neck, restraining it. Without a moment's hesitation, he squeezed his hand, causing it to dissolve into nothingness. As the smoke dissipated, Luo Xi looked down at his hand and said, a pity. No attribute card. This is also one of the difficulties of this dungeon. The cards drop randomly. He turned and continued walking. But the boss on each floor will definitely drop a card. Let's go. Let's find them. Wu, startled from behind, quickly replied, oh, okay. Along the way, the two encountered other players who were shouting, it's so cold, Achu, don't come over here. Damn it, this isn't a hallway, it's a maze. They complained continuously about this dungeon. That's right, there are no stairs up or down. Just how big is this apartment building? There's no way out at all. She stared at them, thinking to herself, they're players too, right? But it seems they don't know as much as Hai. Hai is amazing, not getting lost in this kind of maze at all. Just then, Luo Xi spoke up, explaining, the initial sense of urgency in the extreme cold apartment isn't strong. The temperature here drops by 1 degree every 5 minutes. The starting temperature is 6 degrees. After 30 minutes, it will drop to 0 degrees. But there's no limit to the temperature drop. Later on, even players with stats won't be able to withstand it. If we don't find the boss on this floor, then the door to the next floor will never open. The final outcome, of course, is that everyone freezes to death. Wu was startled, a sense of panic rising within her. Far freeze? To death? He continued, speaking with a fearless expression. And the higher or lower the floor, the faster the temperature will drop. I remember where this floor's boss is. Find it, kill it. Around a hidden corner, a figure was secretly observing the two. Liu Mao watched Luo Xi, thinking, this guy always has a purpose for his actions. Where is he trying to go this time? It was as if he had discovered something, and the more he stared at him, it's a shame the system gives too few hints. I have no idea how to find the exit to this floor. Could it be that he has a way? Liu Mao turned and walked away. You were able to write so many strategy guides for beginner dungeons. Maybe you really do have some special power. Don't disappoint me, #1 player in the world. Deep in the maze, Luo Xi and Wu arrived in front of a room. He reached out and grasped the door handle. The first floor's boss is in this area. It usually hides, and it's very well hidden. We have to make some noise to lure it out. Suddenly, someone from behind spoke up. Hey, you're Luo Xi, right? Luo Xi? The guy smirked arrogantly at him. Are you Luo Xi or not? Say something, I'm asking you. She looked at the group in confusion and asked, hi, are they your acquaintances? Luo Xi replied indifferently, don't know them. Hearing this, Zhang Qi shouted angrily, Hey, don't look down on people. After all, I'm someone with a name on the global points leaderboard. Liu Mao, standing behind the wall, heard this and thought to himself, he's on the leaderboard too? What's his rank? Luo Xi turned his face coldly, adding, you're not in my memory. I remember everyone in the top 10 on the leaderboard. What's your rank? The guy pointed to himself with a smug tone. Don't be so arrogant. Right now I'm ranked 783, but after this dungeon I'll be the new #1. Remember my name, I'm Zhang Qi. You can call me Young Master Qi. The two of them stood there dumbfounded. Wu Rui stammered, 783. He stood in a corner annoyed. What a waste of an expression. Luo Xi, with a poker face, asked him, what do you want, 783? Zhang Qi angrily pointed at his face. He yelled, call me Young Master Qi. You're not allowed to use that number as my name. I'm here to defeat you. Your #1 spot is mine. After saying his piece, his eyes glowed red as he swung his arm towards Luo Xi. I'll make everyone know that your #1 rank was nothing but a fluke. Before Zhang Qi could even attack, Luo Xi punched him first. He was sent flying back into his group of followers. Luo Xi turned to leave, 783, go hide in a corner, I'm busy. Zhang Xi suddenly pulled out a small knife. This young master hasn't given you permission to leave yet. He pointed at him and ordered his men behind him. Brothers, grab your weapons. This guy is #1 in the world, so he's definitely got some good stuff on him. Kill him now, and it's all yours. I just want the man himself. Even with one cheek swollen from a punch, he was still full of energy, yelling, You dare slap me, I'll slap you 100 times. Laki watched them in silence, thinking, These guys are just idiots, not truly evil. If that's the case, then let me teach you all a lesson. He suddenly kicked a nearby door. Laki reached down and picked up a long rod. He held it in his hand and said, I'll use this to teach you a lesson in place of your elders. Laki's brow furrowed slightly. Perfect timing. I need to make some noise to attract this floor's boss. He raised the glowing staff in his hand, activating the professional skill, Chi Resonance. Looking at the information panel, he thought to himself, and this is a good chance to test out my professional skill. So Chi Resonance automatically appraises the weapon's grade. He smiled, looking at the item in his hand. From now on, if I come across an item that can't be analyzed, this skill will come in handy. Trung Koi was still furious and shouted, You arrogant brat, you're not even using that sword. That will be your biggest mistake. Laki remained silent, not bothering to answer him. He roared furiously, Brothers, follow me, charge! The group behind him was terrified. No one dared to take even a single step forward. Right, charge, charge, one of them said, inching forward slightly. No, don't stand on me. Trung Koi whipped around and yelled at them, You useless pieces of trash. Get up there for me. The group trembled and argued back. But he's #1 in the world, boss. Do you really know what you're doing? He raised his hand high and clenched it into a fist. I don't care. I can't just swallow this anger. Trung Koi stomped his foot and charged at him with a knife. So what if he's #1 in the world? A meaningless title. He's just another loser who will fall to me, Trung Koi. Even though the enemy was right in front of him, Laki remained as calm as ever. If I want to make a big noise, then I'll have to hit him the hardest way possible. He swung the staff hard, smashing it into Trung Koi's face. Your actions are far too brainless. His already swollen face now had a long bruise on it. Trung Koi screamed pitifully. Ah! It hurts so much! Go Nui and his underlings turned pale with horror. He watched the man screaming on the ground and praised him silently in his head. Not a bad scream. It probably heard that. From a distance, a vine shot out rapidly. As Trung Koi was screaming, it wrapped him up like a dumpling and pulled him inward. Terrified, Trung Koi started to wail, Hoo, hoo, hoo. The frightened underlings quickly yelled, Boss! Hurry, save our big brother, go! The girl standing next to Lakai asked curiously, hi, what is that? He looked in the direction it had appeared from and answered, That's the floor boss. We have to kill it to open the path to the next level. Lakai started walking but didn't forget to remind her, Follow me but don't rush. Go Nui nodded and replied, Okay. He suddenly took off at high speed. She was astonished. Ahai is so fast. Is this the benefit of having player stats that Ahai mentioned? Go Nui got excited, lost in a whimsical thought. She brought a hand to her mouth and giggled. So if I had player stats, couldn't I become a superwoman too? Lu Mao, standing in a corner, pushed up his glasses. The world's #1 player is truly formidable. So the reason he came here was to hunt this floor's boss. If I could fight alongside him, my chances of getting out of this dungeon successfully would be much higher. I'd be willing to pay a certain price to become his teammate. Trung Koi was being dragged across the ground. His underlings chased after him, shouting, Let our boss go, you monster! Everyone was scrambling, trying to run as fast as they could. Hey, stop! Not being able to catch up only made them angrier. They pointed and yelled, Drop our boss! Don't let us catch you or we'll chop you to pieces! Just as the group reached a turn, they were ambushed by the floor boss. It seemed a series of other vines had appeared. Some tied them up while others outright eliminated the players. The source of these vines was a mutated man-eating flower, and that was the boss of this floor. Trung Koi cried his eyes out, praying silently as he saw the man-eating flower about to put him in its mouth. Somebody save me! Save me! Through a gap, he saw someone approaching. It was Lakai slowly walking toward the monster with a sword in hand. It's him, the #1 player in the world. Trung Koi's expression grew anxious as he wondered, Will he save me? But I was just picking a fight with him. Suddenly, he leaped high into the air and charged at the man-eating flower. Without a word, Lock Hee swung his arm, bringing his sword down in a single slash from above. It was struck before it could even react. Trungkoi, however, screamed in terror. Lying on the ground, he looked up at him and thought, "He saved me." Lock Hee stood up straight and glanced down at Trungkoi. His eyes welled up with tears, a terrible feeling in his gut. But why does this feel even worse than being killed? He turned, took out a few cards, and said, "Don't just lie there. If you were good enough to get on the leaderboard, then keep on winning." Lock Hee turned back to look at Trungkoi and continued, "Wait until you make it into the top 10. Then I'll draw my blade and fight you fair and square." Hearing this, a look of surprise flashed across his face, and he held his head a little higher. Trungkoi stood up, pulled the vines off himself, and yelled, "I, Trungkoi, will definitely make it into the top 10. Thank you for saving me." Suddenly, a portal appeared, making him stop in his tracks, just like in my past life. Kill the floor boss and the path to the next stage opens, but at the same time, two choices appear at the exit. It splits into two staircases with two different system panels. Go up to fight mutated apartment creatures. Go down to fight terrifying apartment zombies. Just then, Ngo Nui finally caught up, panting from exhaustion. "I finally caught up." "Ah, hi." She looked down and was startled. "Whoa, there are two different choices, hi, which one will you pick?" Trungkoi looked at her with an understanding expression and asked, "For a girl like you, both of these must be pretty scary, right?" Hearing this, Ngo Nui asked herself, "Are they scary?" Inside her mind was a raging storm, a monster above, demons below. This is so exciting. Which one should I choose? Ngo Nui trembled with excitement, but she had to suppress it. "I can't let it show. Ahai will think I'm a crazy woman." Suddenly, Lock Hee turned to her, interrupting her thoughts. "Which one do you want to choose?" Ngo Nui was a little flustered, her voice faltering. She put both hands on her head in confusion. "It's so hard to choose. I want them all. What should I do?" Suddenly, someone stepped out from behind them. "Please wait a moment. Mr. Lock Hee, could you possibly take me with you?" He stepped forward, pushing up his glasses. "Allow me to introduce myself. Liu Mao, currently ranked 34th on the World Point Leaderboard. I will surely be of use." Lock Hee wasn't surprised, but actually looked a little pleased. "So you finally showed up." Ngo Nui covered her mouth, thinking to herself, "Rank 34. That's incredibly high." The news said the first wave of players was in the hundreds of thousands. Trungkoi pouted and glanced at Liu Mao. "Us 34th? What's so impressive about that? I'll be in the top 10 in the future." He glanced at the man, thinking to himself, "You've been following me for quite a while. In fact, I noticed you a long time ago. Why didn't I expose him? Because in my past life, he was the one who saved me." Liu Mao didn't hesitate to ask directly, "Don't tell me. You've known I was here for a while." Like he didn't answer, his mind drifting back to the past. "After that person's betrayal, I thought I was going to die. But then he appeared and saved me." Liu Mao held up a card and looked at the injured man. "Your abilities aren't bad. I need a proper teammate, and you fit my requirements." His glasses flashed. "From now on, follow my lead. We'll get out of this instance alive together." The two of them formed a team. From then on, under the leadership of this expert, they explored and cleared the stage step by step. Even though clearing that stage in my past life was so difficult back then, he was like a savior to me. But even his glasses fell, blood-soaking the ground. He finally fell during the Kamko Chi Nyat. At that moment, I realized that during the Kamko Chi Nyat, even the strongest people... Lock Hee watched helplessly as Liu Mao was crushed by a giant boulder, were nothing more than their playthings. Returning to the present, Liu Mao rubbed the back of his neck and asked again, "Mr. Lock Hee, you still haven't answered. Is there something on your mind?" Trungkoi, still prejudiced against him, thought to himself, 34th in the world. Is that really supposed to be impressive? Lock Hee is number 1 in the world. Why would he ever need a guy like you? He also smiled and replied, "You're very powerful, of course you can come. Besides, I could use a powerhouse like you." Hearing this, it was as if he'd been struck by lightning. "Huh?" Liu Mao stepped closer and took out several cards. "My thanks, Mr. Lock Hee. This is just a small token of my sincerity." Lock Hee waved it away. "No need." He smiled at the man in front of him, thinking, "You already gave me my reward in the last life. Now it's my turn to repay you." He kept smiling cheerfully. "Someone as strong as Mr. Lock Hee naturally wouldn't need these." Liu Mao then held the cards out to Ngo Nui. But I'm sure this gentle young lady could use these things. Her eyes lit up as she looked at the stack of cards before her. With these, I could become a superwoman. But Ngo Nui immediately glanced over at Lok Hai. As if understanding her, Ahai said, "Whether you take them or not is up to you." She quickly perked up and asked, "Really?" Lak He thought to himself, "Ni needs attribute cards. She has to get stronger, too." Ngo Nui happily held out both hands like a child waiting for a treat. "Thank you." Liu Mao smiled and adjusted his glasses. "I should be thanking you for accepting them. My meeting with Mr. Lok Hai was fated. If you hadn't accepted anything at all, I wouldn't have been able to trust him so easily. As for Mr. Lok Hai's gift, I'll prepare one for him once we're back in the real world." He turned and started to walk away. "Let's go. To the next floor. The boss on the next floor will be stronger. We shouldn't waste any more time." She quickly followed. Okay, Ahai. I'll follow your lead." He did the same. Understood. Trung Koi stared at Liu Mao in disbelief, thinking, how could I possibly lose to that four-eyed guy? If I asked to join Lok, he would definitely let me come along, right? He smiled, clenching his fists. That's right. Trung Koi, you're this outstanding. He'll definitely want you. Just tell him you want to join. Trung Koi rushed after them, waving his hands. Mr. Lok Hei, please let me come with you too. Lok Hei turned around, his gaze icy as he replied, "Get lost." Trung Koi froze in place, not daring to move another inch. I haven't even finished speaking. As they walked down the stairs, Liu Mao struck up a conversation. "Mr. Lok Hei, you seem to know a lot of details about this instance." Walking ahead, he replied, "Just call me Lok Hei. The layout of this instance, and it's quite simple. It's basically like this. Our starting position is the 4th floor of a 7-story apartment building. That means whether we go up or down, we have to clear 3 floors. Hearing this, Liu Mao asked another question. "You seem to understand this place so well. So do you know what this stage's final boss's weakness is?" As he continued to explain, he made him understand that there are 2 final bosses in this dungeon. Neither can be killed by players. Liu Mao repeated his words in disbelief. They can't be killed. Luo Shi also analyzed it clearly. That's right. Because the only way to clear the stage is to make the boss on the final floor and the boss on the top floor meet. He was slightly surprised. So you have to make the 2 bosses meet. Doesn't that mean we have to split into 2 paths, one going up and one going down to clear it? The 3 of them walked into a room as they talked. That's why I've decided to lead you all down. First to the bottom floor. We'll wait until we get the bottom floor boss's attention, then lead you all in one go to the top floor. It will follow us to the top floor, and if we do that, then the bottom floor boss and the top floor boss can meet, and our risk will be minimized." Liu Mao was in disbelief, his mouth twitching. As expected of a strategy only someone as strong as Mr. Luo Shi could use. Normal players being chased by one final boss would never be able to get past a floor boss so easily, huh? Hearing this, Wu Rui was also astonished. She covered her mouth with her hand and said, "So when Ashi pulled me into this dungeon at the beginning, was he planning to let me go and defeat them all by myself? 2 floor bosses to lure one final boss to the middle floor." Luo Shi didn't deny it at all and said, frankly, that was the plan. "But your safety is more important to me. I can't let you take a risk like that. So I decided to use a safer way." Her cheeks flushed, slightly touched. "Ashi, you're so kind." Just as she finished speaking, Wu Rui sneezed. She shivered, rubbing her hands on her body. "See, it's so cold here, and I already have a lot of player stats. Her current stamina, strength, and speed are 4, 3, and 2, respectively." He looked around, his breath turning into cold vapor. The rate at which the temperature on the 2nd floor drops is twice as fast as the 1st floor. The temperature must be below 0 degrees by now. Luo Shi hurriedly led the 2 of them away. "There's no more time to waste. We have to find this floor's boss quickly. Right, okay." A pair of bright blue eyes suddenly shot open. All around were figures with glowing eyes, all looking in one direction. The 3 of them quickly arrived at that room. The maze is this big, yet Luo Shi was able to find the boss so precisely. It's incredible. He reached for the hilt of his sword. After all, a path memorized through life and death is one I could never forget. Liu Mao was a bit taken aback and confused by Luo Shi's words. A path memorized through life and death. Could it be that Mr. Luo Shi has risked his life to come through here before? How is that possible? This game just descended upon the world. A boss in the middle of the room roared loudly. An info panel appeared in front of it, D-rank boss hound, King Atlas level 10. The loud roar created a gust of wind, making his cloak flutter. "It's coming, protect yourselves. Those wandering cold souls will attack you." He stood in front to shield Wu Rui. "Don't worry, I'll protect Lady Wu Rui in your stead." Luo Shi lowered his head slightly and glanced back. "Liu Mao is very strong. With him protecting her, our Rui will be safe." Luo Shi quickly drew his sword and charged forward to attack. He and the Hound King charged at each other simultaneously. "Come on, Roar." The moment he swung the sword in his hand, it was caught firmly in its teeth. All the smaller monsters also rushed forward. Liu Mao spread his arms to shield her and instructed, "Lady Wu Rui, they're coming. Hide behind me." Two monsters charged at him. He slapped their cheeks with his bare hands. That was followed by a series of relentless slaps. "I am the 9th generation successor of the 8 trigrams fist. It's precisely for this reason that I was able to clear the novice dungeon with ease. You guys are no match for me." Liu Mao turned around with a smile, intending to reassure her. "Lady Wu Rui, don't be afraid. I'll take care of them quickly." So handsome. Contrary to his thoughts, Wu Rui had punched a monster hard, sending it flying. She looked happily at her raised fist. "Player stats are amazing. I can fight monsters too." Liu Mao's face turned pale. He thought to himself, Lady Wu Rui is just like Mr. Luo Shi, full of mysteries. The monster raised its sharp claws. Amidst an aura of energy and a piercing scream, it furiously charged towards Luo Shi at a terrifying speed. Seizing the opportunity, he swung his blade towards the monster's opening. Luo Shi decisively slashed its paw, causing it to lose balance. In the urgent situation, Liu Mao observed and thought, Mr. Luo Shi has had many opportunities to kill that boss, but he keeps avoiding its weak points. Why is he doing that? Don't we have to kill the floor boss to get to the next level? The temperature keeps dropping. We're going to die here. His narrow eyes radiated killing intent. "Mr. Luo Shi, what on earth are you thinking?" Amidst a tempestuous storm and terrifying combat power that would make anyone fearful, Luo Shi slid back and devised a plan. After killing it, the final boss will trigger a berserk state and the benefits aren't great. But defeating it while leaving it alive, on the other hand, can trigger a hidden storyline. I just need to control its health and bring it down to precisely 1%. System update D-rank boss's roar. Gathers power to release a massive wave strong enough to tear everything apart. Liu Mao shouted from behind Mr. Luo Shi. The boss is about to unleash its ultimate move. Find cover quickly. At that moment, the monster opened its disgusting mouth to spew out a harmful glowing energy. He flexibly moved back to observe. He told me not to worry about him and to just protect myself and Ngo Nui. He gritted his teeth and took the boss's ultimate attack head on. Even he's got to be injured after that, right? "Mr. Locke. Hi, what on earth are you planning?" Still, I chose to trust him. Once I've decided to serve a master, I must be completely loyal. That is my Liu Mao's code. Liu Mao quickly ran towards the emergency exit. "Miss Ngo Nui, please follow me around the corner now," she replied. "Okay, right away." In the basement, engulfed in a fierce white light, people were unable to escape. They were horrifically flung high into the air. Ngo Nui watched the scene unfold in horror. "This is too dangerous, Mr. Liu. Thank goodness for—" Wait, no. Ahai is still outside. "I'm going to find him!" Seeing her run off in a panic, Liu Mao grabbed her by the wrist. "Wait a moment, Mr. Lak Hai told me to do this. He urged us to stay here and trust him." Ngo Nui trembled. "But can he really handle all of this on his own?" Just then, the gusts of energy became less frequent, then vanished completely. Ngo Nui said, "It sounds like the wind outside has died down. Let's go outside and see." He advised against it. "Mr. Laki hasn't called us yet. We should wait a bit longer." She replied, "But—" Just then, a voice was heard. "Hey, you two can come out now." Ngo Nui spoke up. "That's Ahai's voice." As they ran, Liu Mao told Ngo Nui, "Hurry, let's go." After stepping through the door, the two of them quickly called out for Mr. Lak Hai. Whatever it was they saw, it made his face turn to stone, and the girl beside him was no different. Her eyes wide and her mouth agape in utter astonishment. Ahead of them was the steadfast figure of Lak He, pinning the monster to the ground with his sword. Her eyes sparkling like stars, she exclaimed, "Ahai is so amazing!" "Just like a superhero from the movies," Liu Mao chimed in. "And to think I was worried for Mr. Lak He's safety. How foolish of me." He decisively pulled his blood-soaked sword out. Now it should be time to trigger the hidden quest. Lu Mao Tan realized, so Mr. Lak He kept it alive for a hidden quest. Meanwhile, Ngo Nui looked at Lak He with sparkling eyes filled with admiration. A hidden quest. So cool. Lak Hai spoke, "A la tour. I can take you to meet your master. Are you willing to come with me?" I couldn't tell how it answered, but its eyes trembled as it looked at him. A moment later, it let out a few whimpers, as if agreeing. The system broadcasted a notification, "D-rank boss Alatur has requested to join your party. Accept." Without hesitation, Lak Hai pressed accept. After recruiting Alatur, the entire party will receive a special buff. You have defeated the first floor boss Alatur. Reward received 1 D-rank attribute card, 1 D-rank item card. Lak Hai watched the screen and smirked. A D-rank attribute card? I can use this. System updating player information. Lak Hai has received the permanent mental protection buff. He then tossed the attribute card into the air, activating it instantly. System applying strength buff from reward. He looked at the special containment ring card and thought, now as for this, Lak Hai decisively put it on his middle finger. This will be convenient for storing items from now on. Suddenly a dog started barking. He looked at its current appearance and was surprised. So this is your original form. Ngo Nui knelt down warmly, petting its head. Ahai, is this really the boss from earlier? It's so adorable, he teased. Yep. If you don't believe me, I can make it change back to its original form. Suddenly her spine went rigid and she broke into a cold sweat. Its original form. Lak Hai smiled. I'm just kidding. This is its original form now. Ngo Nui was shocked. This is its original form? Then Ahai the boss of this level? Don't tell me they're all made from cute little animals like this one. Suddenly, a thoughtful Lu Mao spoke up. I hadn't noticed that before. If that's the case, then the creator of this instance dungeon is truly wicked. Lak Hai's eyes narrowed. That's right, and the deeper we go, the more of this game's dark side you'll see. Ngo Nui picked up the little boss, tilting her head. Hi, I think I'm starting to understand why you said your only purpose for playing this game is to destroy it. At that moment, the system suddenly began to generate a new instance. The 3 of them were transported down to a new floor. Suddenly, in the darkness ahead, a faint whimpering sound echoed out. Lu Mao spoke. It's the sound of a cat. She asked in surprise. There's a cat down here. For some unknown reason, their new pet boss frantically dashed forward, barking loudly. After watching for a moment, Lak Hai spoke in a low voice. That's no cat. It's the boss of the next floor. Let's go. It seems eager to see its old friend again. System announcement. Arctic Condominium Floor 2. Current temperature 100 degrees Celsius. Warning. The temperature of this stage will decrease by 2 degrees Celsius every minute. E+ rank Frost Soul Seeker level 9. D rank Frost Soul Seeker level 9. Strength level 8. Stamina level 9. Speed level 8. Strength level 7. Stamina level 8. Speed level 7. Strength level 9. Stamina level 9. Speed level 9. At that moment, Lak Hai suddenly stopped in his tracks. Behind him stood Lu Mao and Ngo Nui. The zombies all turned their heads at once. Ngo Nui cried out in shock. Ahai, there are so many more monsters on this level. Lak Hai nodded. Correct. The closer we get to the final boss, the greater the number and strength of the monsters will become. The temperature keeps dropping and the monsters keep getting stronger. With all these variables, this instance's difficulty far surpasses the E-rank beginner instance. The zombies, as if losing control, shrieked endlessly. Lak Hai slowly lowered his head and smirked, but with that, Lu Mao suddenly charged forward. He quickly unleashed his first attack, summoning a surge of power into his palm as he spoke. Mr. Luoxi, I can handle these things. You should rest for a bit and focus on dealing with the boss. System notification. Liu Mao level 8. Strength level 11. Stamina level 4. Speed level 9. Mana level 1. Special passive 8-armed fiend. An inherited family technique. Strength plus level 2 speed plus level 2. Luo Shi smirked. Exceptional players just keep getting stronger. Like Liu Mao here. Liu Mao focused all his effort on fighting the zombies. He suddenly called out, Mr. Luoxi, Miss Wu Rui, please stay behind me. Wu Rui smiled. Even though she already knew, she still thought Mr. Liu Mao was incredible. Luoxi added, It's fine for you to clear the way, but do you even know where to find this floor's boss? Liu Mao turned his head back, scratching his face with an awkward laugh. He stammered, Well, about that." Just then, other zombies appeared and charged at them. Wu Rui shouted in a panic, "Look out, Mr. Liu Mao, behind you!" Startled, he whipped his head around. Facing the imminent threat, Liu Mao thought in shock, "At this distance, I'm a goner." Suddenly a voice rang in his ear. "Duck!" Liu Mao's eyes darted back. It was Mr. Luo Si. Without a moment's hesitation, he quickly dropped to his knees. A series of blazing red streaks shot past him. Liu Mao said, "Ah, Shi. No matter how many times I see that, it still feels so over the top. Mr. Luo Shi is still as ridiculously powerful as ever." Luo Si quickly sheathed his sword. "Let's move. I know where this stage's boss is." They continued to cut down the other zombies in their path. Luo Shi looked up ahead. There it was, the boss of this stage. System notification. D-rank boss Cat King Xiaozi. Level 11. HP 100%. Strength level 12. Stamina level 10. Speed level 16. Special skill hunter's speed. Speed plus level 3. Suddenly, the Cat King let out an incredibly fierce roar. Wu Rui grew excited. "Wow, such a big cat. It's so adorable." Liu Mao, startled, replied, "Miss Wu Rui, it's that big. Can you really still describe it as adorable?" Luo Si thought to himself, if I remember correctly, this boss, because of its skill bonus, its speed stat is pretty high. Even I can't outspeed it right now, so to beat it, I'll have to use some other tactics. He quickly held out his hand. "Let me borrow that for a sec." Wu Rui nodded. "Oh, okay." Luo Si said in a serious voice, "Take Alasi and its former companions into the fight. Alasi's call will buff its former companions. It's one of the hidden mechanics. You two deal with the Frost Soul monsters like before. Leave the boss to me." Liu Mao quickly accepted the command. "Yes, sir." Wu Rui smiled. "No problem, watch me." Liu Mao's eyes darted to the side. Even though Miss Wu Rui doesn't seem too scared of monsters, she really has no fighting experience at all. Just then, Luo Si charged forward without hesitation. Xiao Ba quickly let out a roar, commanding the zombies. Hordes of them flew towards Luo Si all at once. His pupils suddenly began to glow. "Don't get in my way." Luo Si easily dispatched the zombies with his sharp blade. Keeping his footing, Luo Si suddenly rushed at Xiao Ba sword in hand. It showed no fear, letting out an angry roar. "It's starting its attack," Luo Si thought. "I have to stop its assault now." Without hesitating, he immediately thrust out his arm. "Alasi call." Alasi's pupils suddenly glowed as it let out a loud roar, and a powerful gust of wind swirled up. Amidst the fierce battle, a system notification appeared. Boss Xiao Ba has sensed the call of its companion, Alasi. Combat will decreased by 30%. Speed decreased by 20%. Strength decreased by 20%. Luo Si quickly used his sword to leap into the air. "Now's my chance." He swung his blade down with all his might. In an instant, flames filled the sky. System notification, D-rank boss, Xiao Ba level 11, HP 1%. Luo Si panted. "It's over. Now for the next step, Xiao Ba. How about you and Alasi come with me to meet your master?" It still seemed wary of Luo Si, but when Alasi suddenly appeared in front of it, Xiao Ba attitude changed immediately, and it let out a soft cry. "System notification, D-rank boss, Xiao Ba has requested to join your party. Do you accept? Yes or no?" Selection countdown 59 seconds. Luo Si quickly shouted, "Yes, system notification. You have defeated the boss of floor -2, Xiao Ba. You have received your rewards. D-rank attribute card. Speed ×2. Strength ×2. Can be used if attribute is below level 15. B-rank item card. Flawed upgrade core. Effect can be used to upgrade a weapon or item. Below grade 5, but it can only upgrade a single attribute." Luo Si mused, "A flawed upgrade core. To think an item card like this would drop. I can upgrade one of my Blue Cloud Sword's attributes." He muttered, "Use attribute card immediately." System notification player, Luo Si. Strength level 15. Speed level 12. Stamina level 12. Mana level 10. Xiao Ba has joined the party. Hidden quest unlocked. When both Alasi and Xiao Ba are in the party, receive the special buff Former Kinship. Defense plus 20%, strength plus 20%. Speed plus 20%. A 50% chance to awaken the memories of low-rank bosses, improving them by 50%. Wu Rui spoke up, a special buff, we all get it, Liu Mao added, and it increases the final reward settlement by 50%. She continued, so the passage to the next floor is open now. He lowered his voice. Looks like it. Luo Si quickly said, let's go. To the next stage to fight the final boss of the upper floors. The first boss can't be killed by conventional means, you know. The temperature inside the cavern began to rise. Wu Rui hugged her arms and said, it feels just like an ice cellar. Liu Mao continued, a normal person without cold weather gear would be suffering in a place like this. Laki's expression suddenly darkened. Right now, the Azure Cloud Sword only has one skill. I wonder what it'll become after upgrading. Upgrading a D-rank skill usually just increases its damage, but it's better than nothing. His finger quickly tapped the screen to use it. Instantly, power surged from the sword. System notification sword-type weapon has evolved. Rank unknown. Current rank E+. Accumulated blood chi. The sword turns red. Slashes release a powerful aura. Damage scales with the wielder's strength. Exclusive skill draw pending. Wielder receives a random skill every 10 levels. Currently received 1 steal. Effect persists through trade or death. The system continued to display text. Lack high level 15. He was startled. The Azure Cloud Sword unlocked a special attribute when I hit level 10. It got a second skill. I completely forgot about that. System notification flawed upgrade, core card successfully used. The Azure Cloud Sword has been upgraded. Current rank D, untouchable. Lakhai muttered, D rank untouchable. It's upgraded. When activated, it can even boost my strength. A pretty good upgrade. There's still 1 skill to draw. Let's see what it is. His finger quickly tapped the screen. System notification drawing second exclusive skill. Lackey thought to himself, this is the visual effect for drawing a skill. Only I can see it. Gray, green, blue, purple, yellow, red. They represent the 6 quality tiers for skills. DCBAS. Come on, second exclusive skill for the Azure Cloud Sword. His hand quickly grabbed the purple card. You're the one. System notification. Second exclusive skill successfully drawn. Obtained B+ rank skill. Surging Wind. Effect. When the wielder uses this weapon, they gain speed plus level 5. A smile crept onto Lakhai's lips. Nice. A speed boost is simple but very useful. System notification. D rank. Wandering Frost Soul level 10. Strength level 1, Stamina level 8, Speed level 7, Speed level 9. Wandering Frost. Soul level 12. Stamina level 13, Speed level 10. Wandering Frost Soul level 11. Strength level 11. Stamina level 8. Speed level 10. Liu Mao said gravely, the number of monsters on this lowest floor has increased. Go Nui's fists clenched. I have to fight too, Liu Mao thought to himself. As long as Mr. Lakhai makes a move, these things will all be dead in an instant. The two of us are just here to set the mood. Lakhai quickly spoke up. I'll leave these small fry to you all. You need to keep up with your levels. Use any stat cards that drop immediately. I'm heading to the boss first. Go Nui was surprised. You're going to face the boss alone, Liu Mao frowned. Isn't it always Mr. Lakhai who faces the boss alone? Lakhai quickly turned around. The goal is just to lure it over here. You guys hurry up and clear out all these frost souls. Upgrade your stats and levels. Go Nui nodded. Okay. In that case, Ahai be safe and come back soon. Liu Mao added, Mr. Lakhai, leave this place to me. Go Nui's expression suddenly darkened. Ahai is gone. Liu Mao suddenly shouted, Miss Ngo Nui, watch out! She quickly swung her fist into the frost soul's face. It was immediately sent flying back in pain. Go Nui said in a low voice, Come on, you monsters. Have a taste of the fists this lady has been training for over 10 years. System notification. Ngo Nui, level 6. Strength level 5. Stamina level 3. Speed level 5. She quickly charged forward once again on this path. This lady has also made some progress. This is the strength I've forged to protect Ahai. Liu Mao was shocked. Although I knew Miss Ngo Nui wasn't what she seemed on the outside. But when Ahai isn't here, it seems she finally shows her true self. A frost soul silently flew in to attack from behind. Liu Mao quickly destroyed it with a single blow. He spoke in a low voice. Well then I guess I have to get serious too. Before he could finish, the Frost Souls immediately charged. They had lost control, attacking wildly at that very moment. Skeletons were piled on top of each other. System notification. D rank final. Boss of the lower floor Extreme Yin Woman level 15. Current HP 100%. Stats, Strength level 7, Stamina level 18. Speed level 12. Mana level 16. D rank skill extreme. Ice Chase. Releases a maximum of 6 ice projectiles. 3-second charge time. The Yin Woman's pupils suddenly turned pitch black. She chuckled and said, "A living person has arrived." The system displayed the words, "once intimate." Lackey thought to himself, a call from either of them has a 50% chance of awakening her memories from when she was alive. The system didn't mark it, but I'm sure there's only one chance. The Yin Woman continued, "Living people, your fresh blood is so sweet. I want—" She suddenly moved closer. "I want fresh blood." Below Lakai immediately shouted a name. Alasi! A surge of power quickly spread from his body. For a moment it seemed the Yin Woman was hypnotized. System notification. Attempt to awaken the Extreme Yin Woman's living memories has failed. The Yin Woman suddenly slammed her hand violently into the ground. Lakai quickly backed away. "It's not your fault. I never really thought I'd be able to awaken her memories that easily anyway." The Yin Woman flew over angrily. "Fresh blood, give me fresh blood." Lakai thought. "I just need to stall for time, buy a little more time for Nui and Liu Mao to grow. After all, with the boost from the Azure Cloud Sword's surging wind, dodging is pretty easy." Liu Mao frowned and said, "The Frost Souls in this area have been cleared out by the two of us." System notification. Liu Mao level 11. Strength level 14. Stamina level 8. Speed level 11. Mana level 3. Exclusive. 8 inherited ultimate arts. 8 monstrous hands. Strength plus level 2. Speed plus level 2. And Nui added, "These monsters are tough, but they give us huge upgrades." System notification and Nui level 9. Strength level 9. Stamina level. Speed 7 level 10. Mana level 1. Liu Mao was startled. "What's that sound?" "It's like a heavy hammer is constantly pounding the ground and it's getting closer and closer," Wu Rui added. "Could it be that Ashi lured the final boss over?" She quickly straightened her clothes. "Ashi is about to get back." Liu Mao gave an awkward laugh. He really is two-faced one way in front of Mr. Luo Shi and another behind his back. Just then Luo Shi quickly appeared before them. Wu Rui couldn't help but shout excitedly, "Ashi!" The Yin Maiden appeared right behind Luo Shi. Wu Rui yelled, "That girl is huge!" Liu Mao was shocked. "That's the final boss from the lower floor," Luo Shi said in a low voice. "Let's go, back the way we came. We have to get to this top floor now." The Yin Maiden seemed to have lost control. Liu Mao shouted, "Mr. Luo Shi, do you want me to take the boss's hits for you?" "You should rest for a bit." Luo Shi shook his head. "No need. Its target is already locked on me. It won't switch targets until it kills me." The system announced Glacial Yin Maiden has locked onto player Luo Shi. The Yin Maiden cackled. "Living thing, don't run, I want your fresh blood." She relentlessly chased after Luo Shi. Liu Mao said in a low voice, "To be targeted by this kind of monster? Only someone like Mr. Luo Shi could stay so calm," Wu Rui added. "Asi always manages to say the most terrifying things in such a calm way." Frost Souls suddenly appeared in front of them. Luo Shi thought with a jolt, until the final boss is dead. "The minions in this dungeon will just keep respawning." Liu Mao shouted angrily. "Don't get in the way," Wu Rui said excitedly. "I'm not scared of things like you anymore." The two of them easily defeated the Frost Souls. Luo Shi's eyes widened in surprise. It seems the two of them have grown quite a bit. Meanwhile, on the first floor, I can't take it anymore. I can't breathe. How can this monster take so many hits? My face hurts so much. Stop hitting me. Stop chasing me. It's so cold. So cold. Zhang Qi quickly defeated the monster with ease. The people around him cheered, "Our leader is so strong. The leader is amazing. As expected of the #1 player in future world." Zhang Qi spoke confidently. "Remember this. From now on, there's no need to be so shocked by little things like this." He suddenly stopped. "What's going on?" The others were surprised. "An earthquake. Doesn't feel like it. What kind of earthquake rumbles like a nightclub?" They immediately turned around to see people running toward them. Zhang Qi was startled and shouted, "It's them!" Luki beside him had wide eyes. Didn't they say the final boss was downstairs? Why are they running back up? The Yin Maiden grew furious. Fresh blood! Give me fresh blood! The system announced, strength level 7, stamina level 18, speed level 12, mana level 16. Zhang Xi stumbled back in shock. Oh my god. Luca panicked. It's not an earthquake, it's the final boss. Liu Mao immediately shouted, get out of the way or you'll die. Zhang Qi smirked and pointed. It's just one boss. As the #1 player in Future World, I won't back down an inch. Luca cheered him on. You're so cool, boss. He continued. Come at me, Monster Eye Zhang Qi, I'm right here. Without mercy, the Yin Maiden stomped on Zhang Qi. The young men's eyes widened in shock. Leader, wake up. Leader, hang in there, Luosi said in a low voice. After it locks onto a target, it won't actively attack others, so it's fine even if you don't move. Liu Mao gave an awkward laugh. I guess I was overthinking it. Luosi's feet kept moving at a rapid pace. The system announced, you have passed the middle floor? Proceeding upward will initiate a battle with the mutated apartment creatures. Wu Rui quickly asked, do the bosses on the upper floors have hidden rules like Little Bastet did? Luosi shook his head. No, because the design of the upper and lower floors is different. The bosses upstairs are all things that the final boss on the very top floor hates. The top floor boss is the father of the bottom floor boss. As long as the two of them meet, you can trigger the stage clearing ending, but regardless of whether it's the top floor boss or the bottom floor boss, they were both pitiful people when they were alive. The day the top floor boss's wife, the father, was giving birth, his wife was treated by a quack doctor, couldn't get proper medical care, and died. Without a mother, the daughter was left alone with cats and dogs while her father went out to work. Life was very hard, but the daughter still grew up healthy and strong. As he said this, Luo Shi's throat seemed to tighten. But by the time the father came home, his daughter had died in an accident right in front of him. And the bastards who created this game had took their souls and trapped them in this building forever. Only when players find the correct way to clear the stage can they have a brief reunion, soothing the resentment in their souls. This is why letting the upper floor boss and the lower floor boss meet is the way to clear the stage. Wu Rui quickly understood. So that's it. The bosses in this stage have such a tragic story. Liu Mao added, sounds like the person who made this game. That was even more terrible. The other people were screaming, how is this monster so strong? How are we supposed to fight it? We're going to die. What do we do? The system announced, D-rank boss Quack Doctor Electrosaw Maniac level 10. Strength level 12, stamina level 9, speed level 10. Description. A pure quack doctor. Countless victims have died at his hands. Liu Mao's eyes widened. So this is that quack doctor, Wu Rui added. Yeah, no normal doctor would look like that. Over here, Luo Shi gripped the hilt of his sword tightly and then signaled for everyone. Get down, model. Everyone was a bit startled at that moment. Our protagonist immediately unleashed an X-shaped sword slash aimed straight at the huge monster. Needless to say, the monster was instantly destroyed. This left the others completely astonished. Who is that guy? He finished the boss in just one hit. Could he be a high-ranking player on the leaderboards? No sooner had they spoken than a piercing laugh from a female demon echoed from behind them. Seeing her appearance, the whole group was terrified. What is that thing now? Look at that notification. Is that the final boss of the lowest floor? Why would the final boss of the lowest floor appear here? We're done for. We're so dead. Sounds of panic erupted, but luckily the female demon didn't seem to notice them and just dashed forward muttering non-stop. Don't even think about escaping, heh heh. The group could finally breathe a sigh of relief. She's not after us. Could it be that those people from before lured her here? If that's the case, does that mean they've already cleared all the lower floors? They're unimaginably strong. Elsewhere, Wu Er and Liu Mao were facing the truck driver, a level 11 modified truck. Its presence was so intimidating that both of them were frozen in place. But just at that most dangerous moment, someone suddenly appeared in the air above. At the same time, the truck driver monster threw its giant fist. Lackey in midair drew his sword back, followed by countless sword flashes. Immediately after, a notification appeared, D-rank boss eliminated. Truck driver, the level 11. Modified truck. After dealing with the large monster Lock High, led the other two and quickly moved forward, unaware that right after they left, from within the pile of rubble a dark figure appeared. It watched the direction they left in and muttered, even faster than the sixth era established by the gods. These guys are truly abnormal. Right at that moment, on the top floor of the Absolute Zero apartment, aberrant mutants level 10. More and more mutants appeared, their eyes turning purple. Lackey, Liu Mao, and Wu Er suddenly emerged from a cloud of smoke. Lackey quickly spoke up. Charge through there. The top floor boss is right behind that door. As he finished speaking, the mutants all shrieked in unison. Lak Hai summoned his power. You guys just need to charge forward. Leave the rest to me. They immediately accepted the order. Yes, sir. Without hesitating, Lak Hai charged forward to attack. Both Liu Mao and Wu Rui quickly leaped up, the two of them trying to break down the door with all their might. Liu Mao shouted, "The final boss of the top floor is in here!" Wu Rui added, "It's breaking through. System notification. You have entered the top floor, the domain of the final boss. D+ rank. Final boss of the top floor. Absolute Zero, Calamity level 15. Strength level 16. Stamina level 19. Speed level 15. Mana level 1. Skill D rank, Absolute Zero breath. Can willingly unleash an extremely cold breath to attack." Liu Mao said in a low voice, "So that's the final boss of the top floor, huh?" Wu turned his head in surprise. What's going on?" He was shocked. Lock He. System notification. For players outside the door until the conditions to open it are met, this door cannot be opened. They were stunned and said in unison, "What is this?" Liu Mao continued as the Calamity suddenly let out an agitated roar. Wu Er stared intently. "We have to hold out on our own until Ahai opens this door again." Liu Mao added, "Then until Lak Hai gets here, we fight to the death." 4. System notification. Mission activated. Kill all aberrant mutants within 5 minutes. Otherwise, the main door will not open again. Countdown 4:59. Lak Hai thought to himself, "A mission activation. This is a new rule added to the later stage dungeons. In this life, it's appeared in a second-round dungeon. Also, what is that? That thing didn't exist in my previous life. Is that the eye of an evil god monitoring this place? It seems that because of my rebirth, the day of imprisonment has also undergone some changes. Even with all my previous memories, I have to be more cautious. If I have to kill you all to reopen the main door, then I'll just have to finish you off at top speed. There are only 5 minutes, but if it's just these things, that's more than enough." Finishing his train of thought, Lockheed dashed forward, overlapping streaks of light flashing. Countdown 4:49. Suddenly, the mutants all turned and ran away. Lackey pondered. They're avoiding the fight and running away. The behavior of these monsters has been changed, too. But even when it comes to speed, you're no match for me. Suddenly, the giant arm of the Frost Woman shot towards him. Lak Hai quickly stopped and looked to the side. He hurriedly used his sword to block her arm. Lak Hei's eyes narrowed. "So this is the difficult part. The Absolute Zero Frost Woman being summoned will interfere with me." 4. System notification. Countdown 4:30. The Frost Woman laughed loudly. "Let's see that fresh blood of yours spill." A sense of danger seemed to approach as a layer of ice quickly appeared before his eyes. The Frost Woman slowly searched for something within the ice. She chuckled and said loudly, "Where is it? Where's the fresh blood?" 4. System notification. Countdown 4:22. Lak Hai immediately changed his direction of attack up above. System notification. 2-stage void. /activated strength plus level 2. A powerful stream of energy from the glowing sword quickly covered the Yin woman's body. She tilted her head and chuckled. "So that's how it is. He's behind me now." Just as he managed to land on the ground, he thought to himself, "It can't be killed, but this should stop it from chasing me for a moment. I have to quickly kill all the other monsters on this floor. Open the main gate." 4. System announcement time. Countdown 45. Lak Hai's eyes were icy cold because of the final floor boss that A-Er and Liu Mao were now facing. Not only can it not be killed, that thing's power is even greater than the Yin woman's. Liu Mao, you have to hold on until I get there. 4. System announcement time. Countdown 3:59. At that very moment, the painter's palm clenched shut. Without any hesitation, he sent Liu Mao flying. It seemed he didn't have enough strength to fight back. Liu Mao cried out in pain. "Is this the final boss?" Speed level 15, I can't keep up with his movements. The painter's steps are incredibly powerful. Liu Mao thought so. This is the boss. So this is the level Mr. Lackey always faces. I always thought the gap between me and him wasn't that big. But now I understand. The world's number 1 and number 34. The approaching fist shows that the gap is as wide as the heavens. Wu-Ri rushed forward from behind to counterattack. She shouted urgently, "Get up! I told you we have to hold out until a high arrives." The painter's palm had already closed in. In a flash, he had grabbed Wu-Rui by the neck. A powerful streak of light appeared, 8 trigrams palms, 3rd stance. The light slammed directly into the painter's body. He couldn't react in time and was immediately sent flying. Wu-Er turned her head, her eyes wide. "Mr. Liu Mao," he said in a deep voice, "Miss Wu-Er, I'm not giving up anymore. Even if the gap between me and Mr. Lack high is as wide as heaven and earth, I will absolutely not give up." System announcement 8, trigrams, palms, enraged state. Strength plus level 4, mana plus level 1. No, in this state, I can use the 8 trigrams true chi with my techniques to attack from a distance. The painter swung his arm, attacking with sharp claws. Liu Mao's eyes were filled with determination. "Don't underestimate me." A powerful blow was generated, aimed straight ahead. Immediately after, a series of light orbs shot forward, all of them aimed directly at his body. He said, "I can't believe I'm using the special power projection method Dad taught me here." Liu Mao recalled his father's words. "Xiao Mao, my son, remember 8 trigrams palms is absolutely not just a close combat technique. Once you grasp its true meaning, you can use your palm force to strike enemies from afar. But unfortunately, I've realized I haven't completely mastered this method of projecting power." 8. Trigrams. Palms enraged. State. In this enraged state, I can only last for 3 minutes. That was enough to completely infuriate the painter. He grew wary. Its damage has recovered. As expected, the boss can't be killed. Even if I can't hurt him, just holding him back shouldn't be a problem. Liu Mao gathered all his strength and created a giant energy sphere. But unexpectedly, the attack dealt no damage at all. It didn't even push it back. It's already adapted to my palm force. Damn it! I forgot its speed is terrifyingly fast, too. He continued to counterattack. At this point, all I can do is risk my life. His punch created a powerful shockwave, sending dirt and rocks flying. Unexpectedly, the painter stood still as if nothing had happened. System announcement player. Liu Mao has exhausted all stamina. 8 trigrams palms enraged state has been dispelled. Damn, I can't keep exerting myself. My stamina is at its limit. Now it's his turn to return the favor. He couldn't react. He could only watch helplessly. Is this as far as I go? Suddenly, from behind, a gun fired continuously, aiming straight at the painter's back. The one who had saved him was Wu-Rui. This weapon card was originally a gift I was saving for a high, but saving Mr. Liu Mao right now is more important. A high would agree. System introduction. 6-shooter gun. Weapon type firearm. Liu Mao was surprised. While clearing out, "And those monsters, you got a card?" I didn't even notice that Miss Wu-Rui had obtained this item card. Because of that, it changed its target, angrily charging toward her. She continued firing her gun. "No matter what, I will hold out with Mr. Liu Mao until a high arrives." Amidst the hail of bullets, the painter didn't slow down. He shouted worriedly, "Don't fight it head on, run, this boss will adapt. According to the type of damage it receives, it can't be killed." But it seemed it was already too late. Wu-Rui had been caught by it with one hand. She sensed the danger, but didn't have time to react. Damn it. Wu-Rui was still struggling fiercely. "Let me go." The painter decisively threw her forward. Seeing this, he was terrified. "Miss Wu-Rui." She knelt on the ground. "Mr. Liu Mao, Liu Mao ran to her side. "This monster, it's too strong." "The two of us are no match for it." Just then it was preparing its finishing blow. Extreme cold breath. Wu-Rui recognized it. It's the final attack. He seemed to accept his fate. A direct hit. Both of us are going to die. She let out a long sigh. "I have so many regrets." Liu Mao was quite surprised. "Miss Wu-Er, you have regrets in your life, too." A giant sphere of ice and snow shot forward at the speed of light. She replied, "My only regret is not dying with a high." Suddenly the door burst open and a black shadow shot past. The blow was deflected by the mysterious intervention. A voice rang out. "Sorry, an unexpected situation came up." The two of them were overjoyed. "Hi, I thought I'd never see you again, Mr. Lack." "Hi, you saved my life again," he thought to himself. If he had been a step slower, both of them would be dead. They're safe now. Objective conditions have been met. The Yin woman charged out of nowhere. Fresh blood, fresh blood. The painter was utterly astonished the moment he saw her. The Yin woman couldn't hide the shock on her face either. Hidden objective conditions met. An unexpected encounter. She stood silently as white smoke emitted from her body. He began to experience the exact same phenomenon. The glacial Yin woman and the glacial painter have met. The clearance storyline has been unlocked. Both of them were frozen solid. The Yin woman returned to the form of a normal girl. The painter also reverted to his original form. My darling. They held each other tightly, their sobs choked with emotion. Ending achieved. The tragic past memories have been transferred to the player who cleared the stage. Godhood spoke up. It's just as Ahai said. Just a tragic father and daughter, that's all. Liu Mao was furious. Damn it! The person pulling the strings from behind? They'd better hope I don't get my hands on them. Lucky said nothing, lost in thought. He felt that something wasn't right. Was it really this easy? The objective trigger was exactly as it was in his memories, but why did a mission trigger the moment they touched? A displeased voice spoke. Too fast. The great god is not satisfied. Suddenly something black erupted from the ground. She saw it, her eyes widening in terror. What is that thing? Boss-level mission activated. The god's chain servant has descended. He bared his sharp teeth. Now let's do this again so the god will be pleased. The chain servant said, You humans truly don't understand the god's grace. Pleasing the god. Making the god happy, that is our responsibility. The more he spoke, the more crazed he became. The real grand performance begins now. Chains shot out from behind his back. The sharp-tipped chains pinned the painter and the Yin woman to the ground. When they struggled up again, they had returned to their monstrous forms. Cracks appeared on their bodies, causing them immense pain. This caused both Liu Mao and Godhood to be stunned. How did this happen? They've turned back into monsters. Xiaoba Si and Allah Si charged forward, screaming fiercely. She stopped them. Allah Si, Xiaoba Si. Get back. It's dangerous over there. He controlled the chains to attack. As for the rest of you, come and be entertainment for the great god, he yelled. This is bad. That guy wants to turn them into monsters. I absolutely cannot let that happen. Without a word, he rushed to stop him with astonishing speed. Godhood was completely surprised, her mouth agape. Ahai! The chain servant recognized him. It's you. It's always been you interfering with this performance. The god detests you. Ahai calculated internally. As expected, this instance isn't so simple. That I noticed it earlier, but it's different from a monster. There's no level indicator, no HP bar. It's not even a hostile monster. I've never encountered an existence like it, not even in my past life. He pointed downward. Kill that anomaly. The painter and the Yin woman, now under his control, rushed forward to attack. He threw the two of them behind him. Take care of them. He then drew his sword, preparing to face the two of them. With just a single sword stroke, he created a terrifying pressure wave. Both he and she took damage at the same time. He deduced, They can't be killed. I have to disable them first to buy some time. The HP of both of them dropped after the hit. He was shocked. What's going on? Why are they losing HP? The system voice rang out with a warning. Extreme Apartment Boss Fight Phase 2 activated. Mission unlocked. Mission objective. Kill the bosses to destroy their souls. Killing them this time will allow you to successfully leave this place. Mission reward. Accumulated settlement rewards increased by 100%. Godhood was confused. Destroy their souls. Liu Mao was just as puzzled. What does that mean? He gave a wicked smile. It means exactly what it says. Kill them and you can destroy their souls. Although they were human, they offered their souls to the god. Therefore, if you kill them, you shouldn't have any psychological burden, right? The chain servant pressed his eyes, looking as if they could see right through him. Right, you aberrant player. She was furious. Why do you have to do this? He also got angry. They were once human and they had such a tragic fate. His voice dripped with madness. Haven't I said it already? It's all to please the god. The god is watching us from the heavens. Not offering a good performance is disrespectful to the god, Godhood exclaimed. I don't give a damn if your god is pleased or not. Stop this mission for me right now. The bullet was easily caught in his hand. This level of power is not even worth mentioning to me. Liu Mao was shocked. He caught a bullet with his bare hands. That guy has no level indicator. Just what level is he? He was equally astonished. He just caught that bullet. At that moment, the painter and the yin woman lunged forward, attacking fiercely. The blow was aimed right where Lock Hai stood. He dodged. I can't use my sword. If I kill them now, what I'll be slashing is their true souls. They are bosses now, but what did they do wrong? They were just stubbornly trying to pay a price. To hold on to a brief moment of happiness, that's all. Suddenly, a drop of water fell onto the barren ground. Luo Shi looked up in shock. Wait, those were his tears. He stood there, stunned, realizing they were crying. The souls of the two of them were pleading, begging, please kill me and my dad. Please, let me and my darling find release together. Luo Shi heard voices from the bottom of their hearts. It was them. The female spirit, with tears streaming down her face, said, we don't want to go on like this anymore. The male painter was also crying, please, end our suffering. Back in reality, the man was still being forced to attack while his voice echoed continuously, please, I'm begging you, help us escape this suffering. She sobbed, we don't want to sustain this tragic existence by hurting others anymore. The female spirit screamed in utter agony, please! The red ape reveled in their anguish. Such struggling, such suffering. This is the performance my God wants to see. This is what my God desires. To see all that is good, turn to suffering, to watch all hope curdle into despair. What could possibly please my God more than this kind of evil? He decided to draw his sword. I promise I'll help you find release. But as Luo Shi launched himself forward, he added, but first I'll take care of the bastard who's been toying with you. Luo Shi's eyes were filled with righteous fury. I'll punish you right in front of them. The creature backed away. What do you think you're doing, human? I am a god's red ape. He replied, a god's red ape, so what? Aren't you supposed to be immortal? His body was slashed in two. The red ape stammered, How did you know? Luo Shi said, sooner or later I'll kill your god too. And he delivered the finishing blow. Go wait for your god in hell. He was powerless to resist. God save me! The red ape began to howl like a mad dog. Damn it! To think I'd be defeated by a mere human brat like you. He couldn't finish his sentence. His body exploded like a powerful bomb. Witnessing this, Wu Er's face lit up with joy. Ah-hee-hee, that was amazing! I can't believe you actually dealt with it. Beside her, Liao Mao nodded in praise. Indeed, you truly live up to your reputation, Sir Luo Shi. Unlike their relieved expressions, the protagonist seemed to sense something. He looked up into the air and warned, wait, I think there's something over there. Just as Luo Shi predicted, a voice suddenly echoed from within the dust cloud. I can't believe my subordinate was taken down by a toy like you. His unexpected appearance caused the color to drain from Wu Er's and Liu Mao's faces. There's still something else. But wasn't that guy already dead? As they watched in disbelief, the mysterious dark figure spoke again. How ridiculous. Such utter incompetence. It truly infuriates me beyond measure. As he spoke, the monster emitted an incredibly terrifying aura, instantly causing Wu Er's and Liu Mao's faces to pale. But where did that thing come from? This suffocating pressure. It's horrible, I can't even breathe. From Luo Shi's perspective, he remained calm as he addressed the opponent. So are you looking for a fight? The three-eyed being replied in a cold tone, according to the god's rules, I cannot take action against you within this instance. But you'd better remember this. I will take your head. The next time we meet, I will personally force you to offer up a truly spectacular performance for the god. Until then, try to survive. Survive until you've earned the right to meet me again. With that, he finished speaking. He then stepped into a spatial portal and vanished. The overwhelming pressure disappeared with him, and Wu Er and Liu Mao felt as if they had been set free. They collapsed to the ground, panting. Whew, we were almost done for. That was terrifying. Back to the protagonist's point of view, the appearance of that three-eyed being had also filled him with some anxiety. In this life, the evil gods have interfered with the instances much sooner than I expected. That thing carried the power of an evil god. He's the champion they are looking for. It seems you all have already sensed something, haven't you? Right. But no matter what you do, I will see this through to the very end and destroy every last one of you. Just as he was thinking this, the two bosses from the floor below caught up and charged at him. Luo Shi seemed to hear the prayers of the two spirits. Thank you for helping us vent our rage. Please help us find release. Thank you, big brother, please. Send me and my father away from this place. Luo Shi silently agreed to their request. All right. Then, his sword was immediately enveloped in crimson lightning. He leaped into the air to dodge, meeting both of their attacks while thinking to himself, I will end this in the least painful way possible. And just like that, a single sharp slash flew across the throats of both bosses. Their bodies slowly began to fade, but just before they vanished completely, the two of them turned back to offer their thanks. Thank you, sir. We're finally free. Luo Si turned his head and silently prayed for the father and child pair, wishing the two of them better luck in their next life on the other side. Wu Er and Liu Mao, who witnessed everything, also said that it was all over now. This is the best ending for them. Then suddenly the bodies of little Ba Si and Ala Si were enveloped in a pale golden light, causing both of their bodies to slowly float in midair. Wu Er and Liu Mao didn't understand what was happening yet, but soon the two kids cried out a few times as if saying goodbye. Their bodies also began to slowly fade away. Seeing this, Wu Er and Liu Mao hurriedly said their farewells. You two must be happy in your next life, okay? Goodbye, little friends. After the bodies of Ala Si and little Ba Si completely vanished, the system screen appeared with a notification D-rank instance successfully cleared. Arctic Apartment is now tallying the clearance rewards. The main character didn't pay much attention to the notifications and immediately said this instance is officially over. The surrounding environment is starting to collapse. And just as he said, countless cracks appeared on the walls, spreading everywhere. The system also finished tallying the clearance rewards for the survivors. D-rank all stats activation card. Recipient, all surviving players in this instance. Tip. Everything received in the instance can be brought into the real world. As the scene shifted to the location of the remaining players, the whole group was shivering from the cold. What kind of instance was that? So cold, monsters everywhere, and on top of that it's freezing. There's no way to fight. Are we all going to die in here? Elsewhere, the red-haired guy and his gang were also being chased by a monster running for their lives. Run, run, or we're really done for. Up ahead, two of his lackeys were also panicking. Boss, at this rate, we're goners. Such a tough instance. Why is that world #1 ranker so unbelievably calm and composed? With no time to think, the red-haired guy suddenly tripped on a block of ice and fell forward. Seeing this, his two lackeys worriedly turned back. However, at that very moment, the monster's sharp claws were closing in right behind the red-haired guy, leaving him just enough time for one regretful thought. It's over. I still haven't become the world's #1. Fortunately, it seemed the Grim Reaper wasn't ready to meet him just yet. At the most dangerous moment, a notification appeared, successfully cleared the D-rank instance Arctic Apartment. The monster's figure vanished, and the red-haired guy sighed in relief. We made it! The other remaining players were also overjoyed. We finally cleared it. I thought I was going to freeze to death in here. The basic reward is an all-stats activation card, and it's D-rank this time. Just who the hell was the god-tier player that managed to beat this kind of instance? As if to answer their question, the player contribution ranking appeared. Player Luo Si, 82.3% contribution. Player Liu Mao, 10.6% contribution. Player Wu Er, 7% contribution. Remaining players, 0.1% contribution. The information from the ranking left the group gaping in shock. Second and third place are whatever, but this first place is an absolute beast. 82.3% contribution, is that even human? Well, even though we didn't do anything, we still got 0.1% combined. That's pretty good, right? The system continued its announcements. D-rank all stats activation card. Stats received: Strength level 3, Agility level 3, Stamina level 3, Magic Power level 3. Wu Er and Liu Mao couldn't hide their joy at this reward. The all stats activation card is awesome. What a huge boost. All stats increased by level 3. The rewards from a D-rank instance are way better than a newbie instance. And so the two of them used the stat-boosting cards and their attributes quickly increased. However, only Luo Si understood that this was just the basic reward that every surviving player received. The real rewards were just starting to be distributed now. Just as he predicted, Wu Er was the first to receive a notification. Player Wu Er has contributed 7% reward. Received Stat Card Mage's Blessing. Effect: Magic Power plus level 5. Stat Card Spirit's Favor. Effect: Magic Power plus level 3. World Contribution Points, 350. Seeing this reward, Wu Er was a bit perplexed. Why is it all for the most useless stat magic power? I barely even use it. Then Liu Mao began to receive his own rewards. Player Liu Mao contribution, 10.6% reward received. Weapon card, damaged gauntlets of the martial arts grandmaster, E rank. Skill stat, martial artist's leg training. Effect agility plus level 3. World contribution points 350. Liu Mao was a bit curious about this reward. A damaged glove from a martial arts grandmaster, huh? I wonder what its effect is. With that, he quickly put it on. Instantly, its information appeared before him. Damaged glove of the martial arts grandmaster. Grade rare E-class. Skill weapon. Remnant aura of the grandmaster. Effect. In close combat, there is a 3% chance to inflict double damage. The description was so simple, even an idiot could understand it, let alone someone like Liu Mao, so that's the effect. If I can trigger this at a critical moment, this could be the blow that decides the match. The next day, Wu Er and Liu Mao turned to ask him, "Hey Shi, what reward did you get, with a contribution rate of 82.3% like that? I wonder what Mr. Luo Shi received." Luo Shi turned back with a faint smile. "Just some accumulated points and a broken card fragment, that's all." He thought to himself, but this is a fragment of an S-rank card.